It's the worst. I heard there was an airport scare too, like security. I heard Colin Kapernick talking about it.
No, we were on the plane and the guy goes, "There's a hydraulics issue." I was like, "Well, that definitely means."
You know what drives me nuts when people tell me about their travel and weather schedule. I don't care.
You know what drives me nuts is I don't like doing the same commercial over and over. I want to.
You talking about On It? We've done literally 5,000 commercials for them.
Yeah, but I want to do something fresh. I want to write a song. And I
love our songs. I feel like we've gotten away from it.
On it. I can't come.
No, what about Big Dick Bandits?
No,
Big.
No. We've done that before. You can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't repeat.
You're trying to freestyle right now.
And plus, On It doesn't have any.
Let's just brainstorm.
They don't have anything. They don't have anything for your dick. So it would make sense.
Well, you could use like a kettlebell.
You could put the.
That's not a song though, is it?
Right.
Well, let's just kind of freestyle here, like brainstorm.
On it.
Okay, I like that.
Take on it, take on it, on it, on it, take
on it, on it, on it. If you want to get muscular,
take on it, on it. Okay, yeah, good. Take on it, I'm telling you. If you want to get muscular,
yeah, because they got the formula,
to make you strong and tougher.
So you better take cover,
because we will put it on you.
Did someone put a head on a tiger?
Ooh, that's good.
Like Flavor Flav.
On it. Take on it, I'm telling you.
If you want to get muscular, because they got the formula. That's awkward.
To make you strong and
tougher. So you better take cover,
because we will put it on ya.
Did someone put your head on a tiger? It's almost like a rock song.
I'll tell you something. I'm months from 50. But my skin is so shiny.
I have to squint because it gives off a glint.
Yeah, feel how soft, man. Feel how soft.
Whoa, that almost gets me off.
It's slick. Go ahead, give it a lick.
Nah, but your face does look good.
Yeah, well, you should see my dick.
All right, man, I don't like this song anymore.
Sorry.
If I'm on it, I'm like, you know what?
I'm just saying, I take krill oil. That ain't no trick, okay? On it.
See, I like that.
Take on it, I'm telling you.
If you want to get muscular,
they got the formula to make it strong and tougher.
On it. Yeah.
Don't use other companies because they are.
Don't use other companies, you silly bitch.
All right, man.
I get aggressive.
Yeah. Listen, the bottom line is, I know you played football for 20 years.
Nah.
They got stuff to help you energize and think straight. Bottom line is, on it.
God damn it, what is the bottom line with you? Onnit.com/Rider 10% off all your supplement needs. Onnit.com/Academy.
What a song.
For any workout ideas, anything you need, nutritional information, diet info, workout info, whatever you need, they got it. On it. All right, that song sucked. You want a real song?
Yeah, I want a real song.
You want a real song?
I want a real song.
You want me to hit you with something real proper?
Give me a real song. I said give me a real song.
My boy, Peter Venkman.
Peter Venkman.
At Caper Lucero. Peter Venkman. All right?
Caper Lucero?
Yeah.
Lucero. Lucero.
Yep. Just like you would in English.
At Caper Lucero.
Mm-hmm. He wrote us a nice little rhyme.
Yeah.
We should probably leave it to the professionals.
Like what, a rap?
Yeah, we'll wrap it down for you.
Is this a Fighter and the Kid rap?
Yeah, it is. We could bring it to the live shows too in the beginning.
I like it.
We'll see what the fans say.
Go ahead.
We should have fans write a new song. This might be the official theme though. We'll see. Here we go. Enjoy from Caper Lucero.
My name is Caper Lucero. G Moody on the beat. You know, not many men can withstand my punch. Obviously for sure. Got a set of hair on them. Black belts and chicken heads. I think you'd be surprised. Abbott Kenny Fight Club. Kids got a piece on them. Couple 1-2 cutie pies. I still got it, baby. Now lift your shields for the fight. And the kid. You with the fight. And the kid. I'm on the fight. And the kid. You with the fight. And the kid. I'm on the Fighter and the Kid with Brendan Schaub and Bryan Callen. Shark eyes, dolphin smile, and K right beside me. Try and challenge the team, then you'll catch a mean uppercut from Evan, the body, the bear, the otter, the cub. But if you want to join the team and you have questions, tweet at Fighter and the Kid to read the at mentions. We'll talk about fights, discuss current events. When Callen is dropping knowledge, you better learn what he said. Now I've covered the basics, let me get on my cage. I'm like Tim Kennedy creeping on a USADA agent. I'll say it, I love rap, pouring the Fighter, and I'm a rapper they'd rather have on than Tiger. shots fired. I'm on some T-Fat K3D's the shit. Netflix is
Sorry,
tripping.
that high-pitched laugh
No,
didn't
let's hear
work.
this.
Brennan predicted he would win in the end by decision. I'm pumped for the trilogy. Fuck Trump versus Hillary. Will Sasso's an asshole. I know Callan's feeling me. Grinds my gears like my car is a skateboard. My ex cut off the 5-4 that she paid for. Rappaport is the greatest guest of 2016. Huge thanks to G Moody. He made this beat. Eating rights got me feeling like the Keto Kid. When I battle rap, I stack rounds like casino chips. Name flips, punchlines, you have to have a bunch. Multis and schemes are combos, rebuttals are like a counterpuncher. Takedown can relate to an angle in battle rap, and personals can make them choke and have to tap. And that's a wrap. But one last thing before I move it. Fuck Reebok. Support the Fighters Union. Fly me out to Cali, man. Show me around. This is the Fighter and the Kid. We're out. Yo, my name's Cape.
God, he's
Good,
good.
right?
That's good. That's actually really good. That dude's talented. Shout out to that guy,
Rap
man.
for me.
Caper Lucero.
Rap
man.
for me.
Damn.
Rap.
That's good shit.
Yeah, it was good.
That's very impressive, actually.
It was nice.
I
Wasn't
liked it very much.
I don't mind a new tune. We've been talking about switching up for a while. We could use that one. We
like
could
that.
have a fan contest.
Nah, you're not getting better than that.
It'd be tough to get better than
That's
that.
a professional. That's a real musician.
We
That
call
shit-
them a rapper.
Yeah. No, we're going with that guy.
I'm not mad at that at all.
I'm loving that.
Yeah, shout out to that guy. How was your weekend, buddy?
My weekend
You're in
was
Columbus,
good.
Ohio.
Ohio, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
white as shit.
No, not really. Actually, in fact,
Your crowd wasn't.
not only was my crowd not, but there's a great deal of Somali and Eritrean and Ethiopian people.
At your show, there's a great deal of
There were
Ethiopian
a
people. I
number-
find this hard to believe.
Believe it or not, there were a number of black people. There were a number of African black people, African American people. There were a lot of Latino. But you know what? My audience
At your show?
has been pretty mixed. Actually, I've been very surprised. I promise you. In fact, you can ask Stevie. And I don't know why I even said to our cab driver, there are a lot of Somalis and Eritreans. Why? Because I thought maybe sometimes when they relocate refugees,
There's a reason?
They put them in places like Ohio or whatever. And he said, it's just a great place to live. I was like, well, there you go.
So for the winters there. Everything else is dope there.
It
the winters are tough.
only snows
Gets
3
chilly.
times a year, but it gets
It's bad.
cold.
It gets cold there.
And it gets hot in the summer.
That's what Urban said to me. I said, "You like it out here?" He goes, "I love everything about it. The winters can be tough, man."
Yeah.
So the winters can be tough.
And oh boy, and because I'm ignorant to this stuff, is he a god? Is he a god?
Or my
Oh my Lord, around there.
greatest
And-
coaches of all time.
Well, especially when he's there, I can't imagine what it's like for him to walk around. Not only that, I heard people say stuff like 7 more days. I know, man. 7 more days.
No,
Like
no.
The Buckeyes.
There's nothing bigger there in Ohio. There's nothing bigger.
Yeah.
You could say the Cavs with LeBron. I would say the Buckeyes have a more loyal following, bigger following.
I
for
believe
sure.
it. You could
they've
feel
been,
it.
because they've been a powerhouse. You're talking about top 3 dynasty college football teams of all time.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Notre Dame, them, SC,
There you go.
Alabama.
There you go.
That's 4, but you know what
How
I'm saying.
was your weekend?
Eventful weekend. My mama was in town with my aunties.
Good.
Haven't seen
Was
them in a while.
Aunt Nubby there?
Nubby was there. Sue was
Love
there.
your mom. Love
Bridge.
Aunt Nubby.
Nub was there.
Nubby. It's such a cute name. There's my little nub.
I took him to the Grove.
Oh yeah.
They love the Grove. KK loves the Grove. They loved
Yeah.
it. They went
The
nuts.
Grove is so shiny and it's so abundant with all kinds of clothing and sweets. It's almost like this little enclosure where you feel super safe.
It really does. It's like
Yeah.
Disneyland, but without the rides. Like it's very clean. It's like the downtown Disneyland, but
It's
they
all-
actually have legit stores for
it's like
for grown people.
It's like hypnotic. It's almost like it's designed to separate you from your money with a bunch of shiny, cool stuff.
It's cool.
Like you're going to the Apple store and you're like, I don't need anything, but I should probably buy a case. or
It's very weird because when you park, it's like that. Like the car on display there at malls, it's like a Acura or a Kia or some shit like that. There, it was a Rolls Royce
This
Phantom,
really
a
Seriously?
purple Rolls Royce Phantom.
Now, how much does that cost?
I think that car's around $300,000.
And that's something you could win.
No. It's just on display. Like, check it out.
Wow.
Like, maybe you're interested in this. And then valet, I valeted, and he goes, now remember, valet's comped, or it's free if you spend over $250. The fuck, $250? Is that not crazy? $250.
$250.
And then your valet's free.
That's
Dude,
crazy.
what the fuck?
That's crazy.
What if I get a slice of pizza? I'm at Aurora Mall. If I get a slice of pizza, my valet's comp, man. The
That's a
fuck?
lot.
$250.
That's a lot of money.
$250 to get valet? Isn't that weird?
What do I got to do? Buy half a computer, asshole?
It's tough to stick to the diet though because my family's not from here, and they had fucking those sprinkle cupcakes.
Ooh.
They had funnel cakes. They had all the candy.
Well, let me get your take on this. I was thinking about what our economy is like. If you walk around there, you start to realize our economy is geared toward a couple things. I'm just making this up: sugar, energy, and youth.
For sure.
Right? I mean,
100%.
what else? Cars, but even cars are kind of like
Materialistic stuff.
yeah, and that's
100%.
fine.
Very
but,
materialistic.
But
yeah.
but definitely like if you think of the bulk of what they're trying to sell you, it's probably things that taste good, which usually are sugary.
Things that taste good. It's a look. Like
A look.
there's a certain look.
a youthful energy, which is nothing wrong. I mean, we all want to be youthful and energized, but
You gotta know your lane though.
got to know your lane.
I'll tell you what, one of my favorite stores, and people ask me where I get a bunch of my clothes, it's that Top Man store there. Tell you what though, man, you go up to that men's section and you don't have a girl, they like the way the dick taste. I was like a fucking chum in the water, full around sharks that only eat dick. I was like, oh my God. Oh, dude, you need help? Nah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, relentless.
You're a big, beautiful man.
relentless.
You're a big, thick, beautiful man.
Hey.
And
It is what it is.
Somebody wanted to sink their teeth into your rumpy rump.
You
You got some apple thighs and an apple bottom, bub.
So,
gonna lie to you.
yeah, I guess. I don't mind
You're
it.
the equivalent. You're like a banquet when people are starving and they bring a stuffed pig out with an apple in its mouth and everybody can't wait. That's what you want.
Someone's trying to get that
You
first
just walk,
first
they wanna
bite.
Just get their
Just get the
knives and
skin.
forks. Get
That
their
juicy
proverbial-
meat.
Oh yeah, they want to sink it in.
Who wants the dark meat? Anyways, so at the Grove with the family, but then I went to. So Saturday night, the reason I didn't do the companion, obviously Bryan was in Columbus. I saw the tweets. I couldn't do the companion with Rogan because I had previous plans weeks ago to see this Hassan Minaj one-man show, right? That's my goal, is to do a one-man show eventually. And I heard this guy is the best in the
Can I ask you a
business.
question?
He's the best in the business right now doing it. So we have the same agent. So they were like, you need to see us just for our structure. Go to this guy. Like, he's brilliant.
Minaj, is he from Sri Lanka?
He's from India, and I forget what part he's from. He was his
Muslim though.
His mom and dad were born there. He was born here.
Any relation to Nicki Minaj? Dumb question.
No, not at all. He makes fun of that.
Really?
So Nicki Minaj isn't Muslim or Indian.
No,
correct?
she's. I think she's from Sri Lanka.
No.
She shares some ethnicity with.
So she was
India
born
or-
in Brooklyn,
Right,
and
yes.
then her mom and dad were born, I think, in the Caribbean.
Yep. But
Yeah.
but she ethnically, she is, I think, Indian or from Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka,
and
yes.
black.
She's not
a
Indian.
mix.
She's not Indian. Yeah,
No,
yeah. No, there's
But in
nothing
the,
Indian
the
about
Caribbean, there's a great deal of Indian. There was a great
She's
deal
not
of
though.
Indian.
Yeah. No, but he makes fun of how she fucked up his last name.
Oh, really?
'Cause
Okay.
But it's spelled different. It's not
I
even the
got
same
you.
last
I
name.
got you.
So her real name's not Nicki Minaj. We know this, right?
I didn't know.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's stage name. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Hollywood, yeah. We'll figure
What
it out.
did you? So,
But
sorry, I interrupted.
But so it was a theater downtown. I forget what the Legacy Theater, or I forget what the theater is called.
Doesn't
We should for sure do a Fighter and Kid there though, downtown LA.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I thought when we went in. But so he's Muslim, Indian. So his crowd was. I mean, I'm lucky I have a tan.
Oh, you're
Not-
at the Regent Theater.
The Regent.
Yeah.
We got to do a Fighter
yeah,
and
I've
Kid
been
at the
there
Regent.
before. I'm going to a show there in like a couple weeks.
Dude, I think it
Great
holds like
venue.
400 or 500, but we could sell that bitch
Let's
out.
do it.
It'd be great. I
Yeah.
told Justin we need to do a show there.
Love it.
But so it was cool for me because I haven't done something like that. I'm trying to think besides like Callan, Rogan, D'Elia, but it's different when you're with the artist or you're part of the crew. You're not doing what the regular people do. So this, I was just a regular observant fan trying to see it. So I stood in line, paid ticket, you know what I'm saying? And so I was standing outside. The doors opened at 7. I got there at 7:30. They only had, this was my issue, they only had seats for probably maybe 150 people, other than the rest is standing. So I get there at 7:30, so I'm back in the line, blah, blah, blah. So I had seats, but I didn't get there early enough. I guess it's first come, first serve, which is crazy, like Southwest shit. And so all the seats were gone, so I had to stand in the back. It's tough, man. You're talking about a 2-hour show on your feet, and you got people there.
You're
and I'm a
standing,
big
yeah.
dude, you know what I'm saying, and blocking people.
Your feet, and your feet are not making
My
stand
back,
on cement.
my back.
Yeah.
But also for the viewers, it sucks too.
Sure.
But granted, they probably should have figured that out. But other than that, he was amazing, man.
Yeah.
Amazing. A funny dude. And the reason why he's so good is I was talking to my girl about this, right? I went with Joe and I was talking with her about it, and she just goes, "You like that guy? You can tell he's like a good guy, like he's a nice guy, he's a very
he put a
very
human face
good
on
guy.
what it's like to be Muslim, right?
But even right when he comes out, you like him instantly. He's a guy that has that face, like you could be his friend, and like other people are talking, like most comedians, I don't feel like I could hang out with them and be their friend. Like
Right.
a lot of them have a darkness or they're just not approachable. That dude, he collects Jordans. He's born in California. He's a regular dude.
He's American.
He's smart. He's smart as fuck. He's a writer on The Daily Show. He won America's Last Comic Standing.
Wow.
Like he's a fucking beast. And what I like about it is he tells the story. Then he had like graphics behind him, but they're not distracting graphics. Like he'll be talking about when he was in school, and it's a picture of his school. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a lot where it takes away from him. But it was great, man. Didn't finish it. Back tightened up.
Ooh.
Big Brown I kept stretching, and I was like, fuck.
You had to get out. You had to get out of
I
there.
had to get out, and it killed me, but I got the gist of it. I was there. I missed maybe the last 15 minutes. Then I went across the street. I forget the name of it. I wanted to give him a shout out, but it's this sushi place downtown. They only do rolled rolls, and it's only like a bar sitting. The best sushi I ever had in my life. I went on Yelp, and I was like 3,000 reviews, and out of 3,000, 5 stars from 2,990. Those 10 people just sucked dick or they're ISIS. It was the best sushi I've ever had in my life. But back to Hassan, brilliant, man. And because it's a smart funny. Like, and you tell me, you know better than anyone, there's a difference between doing stand-up and then doing a story, an hour-long story, and making sure, because it's not joke,
so the
punchline. It was a story.
Well, so the difference
and there was
is,
valleys, there was lows. There was times where you're like, oh, like, and it was the first time not the first time, but it was really when it hit me. He was talking about in high school when September 11th, obviously I'm not going to give away his fucking act, but in September 11th, when that happened, America, he's American.
Yeah.
His family came in, they have the American dream. But for us, we're like, holy fuck, right? September 11th, that was terrible. 2001, right? 2001. For him, though, he goes, well, I felt terrible. Like, I'm American. I felt terrible. But remember, now we got the backlash as a Muslim American. What changed? He goes, so we came outside the next day. All my windows were bashed out of my car. My dad's sweeping up, glass.
There you go.
And and then his dad goes, there's I guess, and again, I don't think I'm not an immigrant. I didn't have to go through the struggles that he went through. He talks about how his dad's cleaning up the glass and he's furious. He's looking for the kids who didn't. He's not a tough guy, but he was so enraged. He's looking for him. And his dad goes, this is just part, when you're an immigrant, and you want the American dream. This is part of the price.
Go through.
Well, everyone knows like that's the price you paid to live this American dream. You're going to get some of that racism and go through these struggles. As long as you don't die, you're good. And he was like, God
That's
damn.
fucking cool.
Crazy, right?
And it's very true that a lot of immigrant groups, from the Irish to the Italians, had to go through their own forms of, had to overcome their own forms of, because they came upon a social wall.
Yeah.
They were entrenched ethnic groups that were there already. One of the things, a quick trivia thing about being a Muslim from India, is that India fought a terrible civil war in 1947 because there were always clashes between Hindus and Muslims.
He talks about it in his act.
And
he brings up a post. I don't mean to cut you off, but he brings up a illustration of the difference between Muslims and Hindu.
Yes.
And it's hilarious. It's all true and it's hilarious.
Well,
and you hear the crowd, because I think his girl is from he's from one place in India. His girl's from another where it's frowned upon.
Yep.
So when he announced it, some in the crowd like, shh. He goes, did you just hiss? See, that's the shit I go, he's like, yeah, man. He goes, you Americans don't realize it, but it's a big deal. Like his dad didn't want him to marry this girl because she was of this belief
Hindu, right?
system.
So
she might have been. It's two different kind of Indians. I forget. He was talking about it.
Well,
though.
so the main major groups in a huge country. You're talking about well over 1 billion people on that continent.
Huge country,
and with actually many different religions. In fact, a huge number of Christians. People don't realize.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But one of the things about being Muslim or Hindu is, do you know the fundamental difference between a Muslim and a Hindu?
One eats beef, one eats pork.
Nope.
It's true though.
Well, the Hindus consider cows to be somewhat
Yes.
sacred. Yes,
It's true.
and many Hindus are vegetarian, especially in the South. However, what is the fundamental difference? Anybody between a Hindu and a Muslim?
It's their belief system in God, right? One's polyatheist and one's monoatheist. Is that right?
So not atheist, polytheistic.
It's close though.
Yeah, polyatheist.
Give it up, brother.
Yeah, an atheist is somebody who doesn't believe in God. Is somebody who doesn't believe in God.
Yeah.
But that's good. Very good. So
one's poly, one's mono. Yeah.
Hindus have a number of gods.
Yes.
And that was always heretical to the Judeo-Christian ethic, which is where Islam comes from. So if you're a Christian, if you're Jewish, if you're a Muslim, you believe in the same God.
Yep.
All right. So that's one thing. Now, during the war, the 1947 war, two interesting facts. What happened when the Muslims and the Hindus had that terrible civil war? Was there a country that was, what happened after that? Does anybody know? There was a formation of a country. Does anybody know what country came out of the civil war between India and India?
Thailand?
Nope. Definitely, of course not. But
yeah.
I like your
Thanks,
energy.
Thanks,
I like your attitude.
And my positive attitude.
I like your positive fucking attitude.
What do you got?
Pakistan. The country of Pakistan was formed in 1947. People need to know that, right? Pakistan. That's not me.
No, it's his computer. What are you getting DM dick pics or something?
Yes. So,
but back.
So here, wait. One really important thing about. I just want to just share it with you. Gandhi was assassinated by a Hindu nationalist because he said he was a Jew, a Christian, a Muslim, and a Hindu.
That dude wasn't having it.
And that guy wasn't having it. And here's what's really amazing.
How was he killed? Shot?
He was shot by a Hindu nationalist. And oh, by the way, one of the most fascinating things, whether or not this is 100% true, but when India was at war, and they were all fighting each other, and Muslims and Hindus were killing each other terribly.
Hey, man.
All right? It's kind of a nice ring. Gandhi went on a hunger strike.
Yeah, for how many days?
He said, I'm going to not eat until the violence stops.
You know, some people people go on hunger strikes. They last a surprising long time.
Think about one man who went on a hunger strike and he stopped the violence through his hunger strike. And do you remember the part in the movie that kind of gives you chills when the man comes and says, I've
never seen this movie.
Oh, Gandhi, you have to see the movie. He goes to the guy, listen to this, and he goes,
Oh, I saw part 2.
I'm going to hell.
I saw part 2.
Listen to this. He goes, I'm going to hell. Gandhi's dying. He's on a hunger strike. This is a true story according to according to lore. He's dying. And he goes, eat. And Gandhi said, no. And he goes, I'm going to hell. And he said, why? What happened? And he said, I'm a Hindu. I took a small boy and I smacked him against the wall and I bashed his brains against the wall and killed him.
Jesus Christ.
Because he was a Muslim.
Yeah, you're going to hell.
And Gandhi said, I know a way out. And he said, how? And he said, take a small orphan boy who's lost his parents and raise him. But wait, this guy, remember, was a Hindu nationalist. And he goes, but raise him as a Muslim.
Damn.
Dude,
did the guy do it?
Chills.
Did the guy do it?
I don't know, but that was what Gandhi said to one of his guys, and that's a very important part of the movie, which is he said, I am all religions.
That's nuts,
And famously, they said, what do you think of British civilization? He said, I think it's a good idea. Because remember, Britain colonized India. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
But back to Hassan.
A little history on where Hassan comes from.
Yeah, so did you... So, like I said, he was a storyteller, but there's lows and highs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, the difference between seeing that and a comedy show is obviously a comedy show. It's bit, joke, joke.
And this had a theme. This was telling a story, right? Mm-hmm. An argument for how to behave in the world.
Not how to behave. His experience through life as an immigrant.
Okay.
No, more like just his life as a Muslim, and really how the struggles they face with a comic view. It was hilarious. Even though some of it's horrible, he still made certain parts funny.
There's always humor.
There's
always fucking humor.
It's hilarious.
To me, I feel like life, I swear to God, there's always humor. There's always, this guy came up to me yesterday. And this is the kind of shit that moves me. We have this all the time. He comes up, Mr. Callan. I say, hey, I'm waiting for my plane. He says, my father has terminal cancer. And your podcast makes me laugh, and I just want to say thank you. That shit means so much to me. I was like, there's always time, there's always room for humor. Find the humor, find the fucking humor, and find the good.
Well, with your dad with terminal cancer, there's nothing funny.
Yeah.
But he's finding humor in other ways.
Sure.
Doesn't
mean you don't laugh. Doesn't mean you don't laugh. Anyway.
Yeah, you can find somewhere to laugh.
Deep stuff, buddy.
Yeah, it was good. And then, I saw that movie, Don't Breathe. I saw it opening night. Got the babysitter, opening night, Thursday night. Bunch of bitches. No. What?
If
Who
they're
told
on
you
a
that?
boat.
No, there's none of that. There's no first person view, so you shouldn't get motion sickness. Are your friends babies?
Are they?
Are your friends?
Are they watching the trailer while they're in a car going through up a windy road?
Yeah, are your friends toddlers? Did your friends watch the movie on a roller coaster?
You can't watch it while you're twirling. You cannot watch the movie
while you're on a ride at Six Flags. Like, I feel sick. It was good though. It's not. So I love scary movies. It's not a scary movie. It's a thriller. So it's about there's three, I guess, teenager-ish, maybe in their 20s. They're in Detroit, like just the hood in Detroit. They have no money, so they've been robbing houses. And they scouted this one house out because this guy got a settlement because his daughter died, so he has a bunch of cash. Like, oh, he's blind, but he's a blind war veteran. Oh, so they go in there thinking it's gonna be easy just to jack this blind guy's shit, and then the guy's a complete badass. Takes a turn for a worst. I won't spoil it because it just came out, but it's brilliant. It was really, really good.
Brilliant.
Really good.
What else went on?
Someone guzzles cum in that movie. What?
Hey, bro. Can you not say guzzles cum?
It's true.
But
it's
a bukkake movie?
No. It's very unexpected. It's
guzzles.
It's true, out of a vial.
Well, bro.
You guys don't want to see the movie now?
I don't want to see I'm definitely not going to see that movie because I don't think about guzzling.
Well, no, it's interesting. It goes with the plot.
That's like that Fear Factor thing where I did a poll with women. That they had to drink horse urine or horse semen.
Urine all day.
100%, but every woman I asked said,
you got some freaks on your head.
Semen. I was like, what?
Well, no, you got some freaks.
Here's what's really fucked up about me. I got a little turned on.
Well, that's a little weird.
I was like, and every girl.
How many girls?
Ew. I asked 6 girls, I think.
Where at though?
And girls I know.
I would have said, do you have a father? How were you raised?
They just thought the urine was grosser than the semen. To me, there's nothing worse.
That's a complete red flag.
Dude, I would drink that pee.
As far as that, you get some freaks on your hand.
I'll drink that
urine
pee
or semen?
How about you, Keely? We have 2 women.
I would do the pee all day because I would just plug my nose because the pee is probably a lot stronger.
It's like water, right?
But it's liquid. You can just down that shit like a shot.
The other's viscous. It's like
a thick.
Well, semen's like a.
God.
I'd opt for neither, but if I had to,
well, they did on Fear Factor. They had to.
Then probably the urine. I feel
like
that'd be.
Urine for 3,000, Alex.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
And apparently, people chose the semen.
6 freaks. I guarantee if you poll 100,000 women, 95% are going to say urine.
I don't know.
That's weird, man.
Yes, it is.
Are you sure you didn't hear things?
I believe on Fear Factor, the women chose the semen, the horse semen, and the men chose the urine. So how about that? And I believe that comes from, I hate to put words in his mouth, but I believe Mr. Rogan told me that. And we can look it up.
Where else would we hear it?
We can even look it up. Sure can. Evan, I want you to look that up while we're talking. I want you.
Hey, you know you got a real freak on your hands if the guy's like, I'll swallow that semen.
Oh, 100%.
Hey, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah. That's a.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
What's wrong,
sir? I just think pee's gross.
Well, I'll take a golden shower all night.
Yeah.
Over semen shower.
Yeah, 100%.
Over that thick icing shower.
Yeah.
Thick icing.
The whole thing. By the way, Fear Factor. Of course, don't have that. That's when they jump the shark. Like, what are you doing?
Or it's awesome. But you know what? I like I would do great in all the physical stuff on that show. Yeah. But when they have to eat, I just can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't.
Like
I can't watch.
Like
I've never seen 2 girls, 1 cup. Can't do it. I would throw up.
I don't like seeing people humiliate themselves. I don't like that stuff.
How bad do you need the money?
I don't like these big. They like that bukkake stuff, and I fucking don't want to see some poor.
But some girls like it though, right?
Brian, that info is not going to be publicly available. They canceled that episode, the donkey semen one, so public has never really seen it. So whatever you're saying right now is
word.
Yeah. It's about as close to the truth
I'll get the scoop from Mr. Rogan, and I'll get back to you guys. But I believe that was the conversation.
I don't feel like you'd make that up.
No.
Like you can't make that up.
No.
Although if
one of the girls on the episode publicly talked about it though. She's like she went the semen route.
There you go.
And she said it has a little hint of hay to it.
A hint of hay?
A little hint of hay.
A little hint of hay.
That's what the donkey's been eating.
Hey man,
I feel like you wouldn't really take. Oh God, I feel sick.
They say
I feel like it would just go down like like an oyster.
I don't know, dude. And
right down the hatchet.
But I do know that you can. According
Would you
to your
do
diet,
it for $100,000?
No, definitely not. I could never. I can't.
500. See, I physically, I don't know if I could physically.
No, I don't.
Unless someone's gonna die,
Jesus
but for
Christ.
money, I physically, I
500
because you
grand?
can't throw it up. Otherwise, it doesn't. You don't win your money.
How
Remember?
much do you have to take down?
You're talking about a glass full. Like, have you the Mr. Hands video? That horse is like, douche!
Yeah, that thing will
Like a
fill it
fire
up.
You
hose.
just spit everywhere.
Everywhere. I was trying to really emphasize the vast splash.
Yeah.
We're talking like
Of semen.
like a whole
Sure,
cup like
yeah,
this.
cup.
We're talking about like one of those
A
arrowhead.
whole coffee mug.
Yeah.
Full of semen.
I'm getting sick thinking about it, and
Physically, I don't think
I hate
there's
this
a-
show to go
no
in this
tension.
direction. However, here's the sick part about being a human being. We all have a price. We all have a price. We all have a price that we would take in the rump. We do.
No, physically though, you can't. Physically, I can't swallow
Look
that
at me in the eye.
and keep it
Look
down.
me in the eye right now. You're gonna give me 500 grand. I will swallow that shit
And keep
I'll
it
put a
down?
Smile on my face.
I don't think you can keep it down.
Hey,
physically, I
it's
can't.
500 grand. I hypnotize myself and I go at it.
I'm gonna.
I do the swagger. I do the Conor McGregor swagger.
We're
the way
gonna-
he did, and then I go in on
We'll
it.
move on after this, but there's certain things like, God, this is gonna get weird, but I'll go there. Like a cup of diarrhea, you can't swallow for $50 million.
can't.
You just can't.
No.
Like they could say, Brendan, here's $1 billion. Hold this cup of shit down, and you get. It's all cash too, no taxes. Do whatever you want. I'm like, I just can't.
I bet-
I would give it a fucking good old college try.
We'd all give it
and
a
have
try.
shit around my mouth.
Yeah.
But it ain't happening.
The bottom line
my
is-
teeth would look like Bryan's.
We all have a price.
I don't think, but physically, we all have a price. There's some things physically you just can't do.
I had a cab driver, and
Like asking me to swallow a cup of shit is like giving Keely $1 billion saying dunk this basketball.
Yeah.
You just physically can't
Physically
do it.
can't do
It's
it.
just not in your. It's just not gonna
there's
happen.
some things you can't do.
Do you guys watch Orange is the New Black?
No.
Have not.
Okay,
Know what it is though.
well, it happened in the summer. The show came out in the summer, so if I'm killing it for anyone, I don't care. But on this one episode, the cop made this girl swallow a baby mouse live. Like,
See, I could do that
legit-
other
I could
than
do that.
shit.
I could do that.
Are you kidding? It's
Not-
a live mouse.
For $1 billion?
Yeah, I'd feel
no,
bad for
it
the
was
mouse.
just a form of like he was just a fucking freak.
Well, that's fucked up. But
He was an inmate, and he was one of the correction officers, and she said, do that.
This isn't a reality show.
no, I know.
But
Yeah.
it's also a hairless little nugget of nutrition.
But it's alive in your stomach.
Nah, he dies pretty
Acid
quick
kills
because he
it.
can't breathe.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
'Cause then
I've done that. I've done that with live fish. I've done that with goldfish.
Well, that's easy.
Oh my god.
Goldfish is easy.
Yeah.
Key, we're talking about some shit where, $1 billion, swallow this. I can't. I wish I could.
Yeah.
I want that money.
If I'm hungry and I'm in a prisoner of war camp or something like that, and I need nutrition, I'm swallowing all the mice
And
I'm
roaches.
swallowing all
Give me
animals.
that fat ass
Yep,
roach.
and I'm swallowing all the fish. You got a fish bowl, an aquarium.
I'm drinking that water too.
Only the
I'm gonna go
only-
ahead and suck
only
on
the
those algae
blowfish-
rocks.
Only the blowfish is immune. Everything else is going down.
And even that blowfish, if I can get my little fingers in his mouth and crack them open
Yep.
like a nut, I'm doing it.
Yep. And apparently with blowfish, you eat the bottom part of the tail. It's a delicacy. And every once in a while with a blowfish, you get a dose of poison and you'll die right away.
Yeah. That's why it's very dangerous to eat.
Yeah.
Because if it's not a real sushi chef and they don't cut it right, poison.
There you go. Now you took
I'm not eating blowfish. I'm just gonna eat the fucking tuna. Pros and cons.
talk to me a little bit about you and Sean Merriman had a little talk about Kaepernick.
It's more like
Sorry,
he
change the subject so
tweeted.
quick.
Yeah, he tweeted something about Colin Kapernick, who, for those of you who don't know, he refuses to stand for the national anthem during the San Francisco 49ers game where he's the starting quarterback. Well, that's debatable, but he's been the starting quarterback for a while now. So he refused to stand because he doesn't like the direction that this nation is going. He feels like minorities are
Was it a protest
discriminated
against
protests against
blacks
the-
being shot by cops?
Yes,
Okay.
and just black people in general, and the way they're treated, and the murder rate, and how crime has gone up since even last month. Even crime has gone up as far as cops against blacks, stuff like that. So Sean tweeted out something. Obviously, Sean and I are friends, but Sean tweeted out something. I said, in the context, Twitter's definitely not the platform for this. I'm usually smart in this, but Sean, I tweet out, I would have cut him last night and shipped it and take his ass to CFL if he doesn't, like the way things are going here. You know what I'm saying? Twitter's not going to do you justice. You have 140 characters. Do that. My issue is, and I've talked to you about this. Be a little bit. My issue is not. I'm on board with Colin with this stuff. As far as black rights, his right to protest. 100% do that. You have every right to do that. I support it. I think what's going on with racism in this nation is fucking terrible. It's really becoming a huge problem, especially now. I think it's more a big problem because now there's more ways to see it through social media, digital media, cameras on cops. So we're really, I don't think anything's changed. It's just coming more to light now. Exactly. So it's a real problem. The problem with Colin Kaepernick is, I don't even know how to put it. Like, I'm on board for the protest, but is that the right platform to do it?
That's a good question.
Because you've stood how many times for this anthem? Yeah. How many times you've done it? And this, like I said, it's not a new problem. But now you decide to do it when you're playing like complete shit. Let's just the real issue for him is now. It's a great cause what he's doing. I don't know if that's the platform for it. I don't know if that's the place for it. Mm-hmm. It's the 49ers aren't discriminating against African Americans or blacks in general. The 49ers aren't causing this problem. That's the team you signed a contract for. That's the team that pays you millions of dollars. That's the team that's expecting you to be a leader. And he's already, from most people there, you say this, inside the locker room, he's an outcast. Doesn't get along with the team. People don't agree with him. So for him to come out now, it's very timely, I think. It's is it a little
opportunistic?
Yeah, it's almost like, oh wait, yeah, no, I'm all right, I'm not doing it now either. I'm not doing it now. It's like, where were you before though? And they're like, well, he's tweeted it before and he's kind of said it before. Yeah, but not to this degree. And the thing is the 49ers are going to take so much heat, and whether he did this or not, he was probably going to get released because he's playing like complete shit. He's just not a very good player anymore. So I would imagine the 49ers cut him very soon. And now you can say, oh, it's because he's standing up for black people. It has nothing to do with that. He sucks at throwing a football, which is the reason why he got his job.
Right.
Now him protesting doing this just adds fuel to the fire. They don't want that negative attention. And again, you don't think there's guys who are more successful who have been discriminated against more than Colin Kaepernick who they do protest but not in this way? Don't you think there's smarter ways to go about it? If you think you lost the fan support, don't stand for the national anthem. Let me know how that goes for you.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's important is what's great about this country is that you have a right, your freedom of speech, your freedom of expression, you have a right to do whatever you want, whether it's stand, whether it's even burn the American flag. What's great about this country is the idea that you not only are allowed to do that, but you can be then free to express yourself without suffering violent ramifications and things like that. However, it is true that when you work for an organization, sometimes, I doubt they have rules like that because you have freedom of expression, freedom of religion. It does fall under those categories, so you can sue for discrimination if somebody were to do that. But just if you work for the Yankees under George Steinbrenner back in the day, you had to shave. You could not have a beard. There are certain dress codes. There are certain things you have to adhere to. Whether or not that was the best thing as a teammate when you have a big football game coming up, when you're not playing well, whether or not that was
he has to make the team to keep his job.
Yeah, and whether or not that was the best way to do things, or whether or not your attention should have been somewhere else. Those are all questions you can leave to Kaepernick. The way I look at it is, of course he has the right 100% to express himself, but also just remember that you have to also be responsible to the ramifications, both positive and negative, that come with that.
Don't you like LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, the biggest stars in the world who have way more to lose than Colin Kaepernick, way more. They did their thing. Remember for the ESPYs when they all got together and stood?
Sure.
That'd probably be a proper time to do it. You have all these eyes. There's certain times and there's certain. But when you're affecting the team and you're refusing to stand for the national anthem, I don't know if that's the time to do it.
As a fan, you're allowed to ask those questions.
And then afterwards, when you're getting interviewed, no one's talking about he went 4 for 12, threw an interception, played like complete shit, has lost all this weight, and he's making $1 jillion. They don't ask those football questions anymore. They're asking social race questions now, which have nothing to do with your on the field play, which I doubt he makes the team. And trust me, Trust me, when the 49ers do cut him, they're going to take so much heat for being racist and it's because he stood up for Black lives. No. Take that out of it. It's because he sucks throwing the football. And sometimes if you're God, I'm trying to think. Okay, Russell Wilson. He's African-American, half, right?
Sure.
If you're Russell Wilson and you're playing as good as Russell Wilson, you make this stand, cool, man, because you're taking care of your job on the field. He's probably not going to do it for the National Anthem, and it's not a distraction because he's still playing well. If you're a guy, and Tebow fell into this same role, a guy like Tebow, there's other guys, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf did the same thing, where they're good players, but if you're that big of a distraction, you're worried about all this other stuff, teams don't want to deal with it. It's that, I call it the Tebow effect. Tebow could still be playing in the NFL right now, but because of his so hard religious Christian beliefs and what came with him and the notoriety and the fame, teams are like, dude, the PR teams for those NFL teams are, dude, we're good, man. We'll just take a guy who's maybe not as good or slightly better and just deal with that, where he's not a distraction on the team. And during our press conference, instead of talking about X and O's, we're talking about Jesus and cop shootings.
It goes back to being having the right to do anything you want, and just knowing that,
which I support,
but there will be ramifications, and not even because people don't support your cause.
No,
it could be something very practical. You're talking about something that's very practical. What you're saying is, man, if that's a big distraction, and oh, by the way, you're not playing well, you can start to see and understand that people would go, it might add to the decision.
He was getting cut already. The problem is now it's a distraction from actually what's really going on.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm all about you. Just think about it. And now I have no idea what it's like to be African American in this world. I have no idea. If I could help, I fucking would, man. Yep. I have no idea. You want to talk about someone who I don't go along with the rest of the sheep. I've lost jobs because of not my religious beliefs, but my beliefs in the way people should be treated.
Social
as far as athletes, social, certain opinions. I'm very outspoken. I've lost jobs. Now, it always works out in the end for me because I'm true to myself. I never, you know what I'm saying?
And you're fair-minded.
I'm fair-minded. And my opinion rings true for most people.
Yeah. Well, we live in a time, and Barack Obama, I encourage you guys, I just listened, 45-minute speech he made. Barack Obama recently made a speech at Howard College, which is all African-American. It's a famous African-American institution where a lot of African-American scholars and judges and artists and thinkers and writers came out of, businessmen. It is a bastion of black intellectual life. He made the commencement speech for the class of 2016. And it was fascinating. I encourage everybody. It was 45 minutes. And he basically said, I'm going to start out with saying some things that are pretty controversial. And one is, the world, in almost all respects, is a better place to live. And he gave this incredible, eloquent argument for how it is. And then he said, and this is going to be even more controversial, so are race relations. And he said, I graduated in 1983, and he went through all the litany of all the things that he faced and all the things that went on in 1983 compared to 2016. There are problems with race, 100%. However, there is a growing black middle class. I read a statistic recently that non-elderly black adults, almost 80% have health care, which was shocking to me.
Yeah.
But
you think Obama's the best view on that?
Well, he's very careful with the statistics. Now, I'm not saying, he was talking to a black college, and what he was trying to say was that we have a lot of work ahead of us. You guys,
it's not all dark.
He said, you guys have a lot of work ahead, but he made a very important point. He said, to say that everything's dark, to say that things are worse,
I get that.
You're not giving credit to your fathers, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your grandparents that fought their ass off in a smart and tenacious way to make the world better for you
and
right now.
They're making progress. You can make a change.
10%. When he graduated from college, he said 10% of college graduates in there were 10% of the African American community had college degrees.
Yeah.
Now it's 20%. And he said, look, it's not enough, but it's huge. So he made some amazing points. So the bottom line is, you have to also, yes, there are problems, but please give credit to the people, the men and women that sacrificed a great deal to further progress, because there has been progress made on all fronts all over the world. That does not mean you get complacent. It doesn't mean you say, well, work is done. But it does mean, let's get some perspective. Let's get some perspective. And I think you're right. When we do see a lot of this stuff now with like, an 84-year-old woman getting pepper sprayed or a black guy getting shot or a black kid getting shot, my guess is because the police work is complicated, it's difficult. You get a couple bad eggs, etc.
Kaepernick has a great point.
All I'm saying is at the end of the day, we're seeing more of it because we have more cameras. We have
You know what the thing is though, but it's not going to change. And I'm on. Now I'm with Kaepernick on this. I just don't think he's used it on the right platform. I think there's other ways to go about it to make a bigger difference. You not staying for the national anthem, we're really not getting it. Most people are like, "Fuck, you're just an asshole."
Yeah.
Go talk to the troops who fought for your freedom for you to play for the San Francisco fucking 49ers. Go tell them you're not staying for the national anthem. Let me know how that goes.
Yeah.
So there's different ways to go about it.
You have a right to be offended by it, by the way. You know what I mean? You have a right, and you have a right to voice that and be in a discussion, not an argument. You're allowed, because what happened to you is you had a trigger reaction, which is completely valid, which was, hey, man, I get that you have a problem. You're not standing for my country, and a lot of people sacrifice a lot of shit for you to be able to play football.
Blacks and whites.
Correct. Now exactly.
In the military.
Yes.
Blacks, whites, Latinos in the military.
You have a right. It's that Mark Twain quote, loyalty to my country always, my government only when it deserves it. You have a right. You have a right. And we read this article on Time Magazine about, how the culture of hate is ruining the internet. When you have a point of view,
front cover of Time is how the culture of hate is what the internet is these days.
Yes, my boy who's reading a lot now sent it to me.
And how it's ruining basically the internet and how it's creating this negative atmosphere because if I see it all the time. So if I pick Demian Maia to win this weekend, right? I picked it, called it. You owe me fucking 12 or $6,000. We'll get to that later.
Get that too. I want to get to the fights.
Cool. You got a backpack. Holy, it's full of cash.
Okay,
thanks, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Bro, hold on.
All cash? Wow.
We'll talk about
straight
that.
from the airport?
Bro, we'll talk
get
about
to it.
that.
Anyways, so for instance, when I pick Demian Maia to beat Carlos Condit, if I post that, which I usually don't, Kay might post on social media if I can, I might retweet it. Look at the comments. Fuck you, Shab. Oh, you fucking Maia dick rider. Fuck you, man. Albuquerque 502 or whatever it is. I'm like, now
it's just aggressive, violent shit.
But because I have an opinion, which it's my job, it's what I do.
Yeah.
I critique, analyze, and give my opinion on things, and also. No one's forced you. You have to download this shit and find me for my comments and follow me on social media.
Yes.
I'm not asking you to do this. It's my job now.
Yeah.
Now, just because you disagree doesn't mean we hate each other or don't agree on 99% of other things.
Well, first of all,
there's no reason when so let's say you go, I think Carlos Condit's gonna win. I go, fuck you, Bryan. You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
When you conversation's over.
Right. When you insult people in a debate, and Donald Trump's very good at this, I have to say he's very funny about it, but when you insult people in a presidential debate and you say you're a little guy or something like that, George Washington, one of our founding fathers, George Washington said, civility. You have to have civility in public debate. Civility is so important because civility means you respect just the person in front of you and you can have a discussion. Because what you should start with everything, in my opinion, is look, there's a problem. Let's take mass shooting. Let's take healthcare. Let's take race relations. Let's take police shootings. There's a problem. We both agree we want to solve the problem.
We don't want people dying. We both agree on this.
If you agree with that, now let's have a discussion and try to solve it. That's the difference between a discussion and an argument.
But
an argument is this is my side, that's your side.
You.
Fuck you.
I don't care, even if you have good points.
We shut down.
But don't you think that if whether it's and please listen, if you're one of those trolls out there, haters, please listen to this. If someone posts something, whether it's whatever, sports, politics, anything, and you tweet or write a comment that goes, fuck you, to me it shows a lack of your intelligence. Of
course.
Because that's the best you can come up with.
It's not a thought. It's an attitude. It's not a thought.
Yes, I thought you don't have an attitude. Yeah. What it shows me your lack of A, knowledge on the subject.
Yeah.
B, your lack of just overall compassion for anything. So A,
for new ideas.
For new ideas. And then C, can't be your friend. Yeah. And then D, Shark Eyes Dawson, I don't even see him. We block you. So I don't even see your comments. So everyone loses. Yeah. But if the real issue, if I see someone who talks like that, if it's in public or if it's online, and they have kids, it breaks my heart, man. Because you're not even giving that kid a fucking chance.
Yeah.
He has no chance.
Yeah.
Because when you turn on the TV, for whatever reason, you made bad decisions in your life or opportunity just didn't come to you, so you lash out at those who are actually living the dream, and you turn on the TV and your kid goes, oh, look, Dad, The Rock. Oh, fuck The Rock. That guy's a fucking moron. The kid's like, oh, Jesus. All right, Dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how they grow up.
You're shutting yourself off to any kind of possibility. You are behaving in a way that will render you blind. That's the biggest thing. You're just not opening your idea and your heart to your mind and your heart to new ideas. Growth. And by the way, what do we talk about? Changing your mind. It's okay to have your mind changed. It's okay to come over to the other side. What happened with me and Kanye West? I was approaching Kanye West with an attitude, not a thought. I had attitude about that dude. I didn't like him just as a person. I didn't like the way he was bravado and stuff. And then I took a look at the amount of art that dude puts out there and the kind of collaboration with the kind of artists like this guy Ocean.
Frank Ocean.
I don't know this music.
His
right?
new CD's boring as fuck.
I'm almost 50, but I started listening to
Creative.
how he put things together, and I went, I'm always trying to come up with new material. It's really hard to do. And this dude does it on a huge level. You must respect. You must give respect.
Not only does it on a huge level, but he makes a form of art that everyone else respects.
Oh, dude, and here's the other thing, and you're going through this now, which I'm so excited about for you because we won't talk about it yet, but you know, you are in a process of creation. You're always trying to create, whether it's with this podcast, but especially some other stuff that you're going through.
Yeah.
And I always do it too. And one of the things that I think you probably know is that when you're trying to create and be original, when you're trying to come up with new ideas that are going to surprise even you, so much of that process requires that you get out of your own fucking way, that you take away the governor on your own self, that you stop listening to the critic that criticizes yourself. And that's hard to do when you spend all your time criticizing other people because you take all the pressure off yourself.
But you also, I think in what we're talking about, and we'll talk more about it the closer we get to it, but as far as creatively and stuff like that, I also think you have to be careful of watching other people who are in your field on their viewpoints on your same subject, because it's going to skew the way you perform or skew the ideas you have.
I never watch other comics. And I never have. People say, who are your comedic heroes? And you know what I say? I literally don't have any. I have never, because I'm afraid I'll get too influenced.
Yeah.
I can't even watch Dove Davidoff because he's my boy, because I'll fall into his rhythm. I can't. I love him so much.
Well, you know, like, don't get me wrong. Like, you're the reason I do comedy. You're the reason I'm even here.
But you've made distance, which I totally understand.
Because you know I'm
chomping at the bit. I'm like, hey,
but I mimic a lot of the same things. We talk similar.
It's natural.
I have the same mannerisms.
We spend our time together.
Yeah, so I have to almost be like, God dang, I better get back. Otherwise, people come like, well, that's the Brian Brendan show. It's just Brendan doing his version.
It'll be my mark will be on that, and people go, he's caught. And I get that.
But your mark's already there.
Sure, but
you know what I'm saying? But you can only have a dash of that.
You still have to protect yourself from. That's a powerful influence, regardless, because in a way, I was sort of the first direct and constant influence on you comedically in that sense, at least. So it's and I've seen you do that, because of course, you know me, I want to get in there and direct everything you're doing and help you, but I see it. You're like, I can't. I got to come up. Let me come up with my own thing, and then give me some advice.
Yep.
And that's very smart.
Yep.
That's because otherwise we will all become derivative. You can't watch people that you can watch them, but don't get too.
That's why I'm careful, especially even on sports views and stuff like that. I'll read what's going on. I'll read a shitload on the subject, see what's going on. I'll form my own opinion. Then we'll talk about it here, and then I'll go watch other stuff. Because if I watch something else, I see myself picking up little tidbits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Of stats that they came up with, that helps their argument. Stuff, but it just forms your ideas, and it's not that it's not yours, but it's a accumulation of other people's research.
Of course.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's very strange.
Speaking of sports, I assume you watched the fights?
I did, man. So that's why I was late to that Hassan guy. Sorry if I messed up his name. Minaj thing, because the fight started at 5 or 6, and they went fast.
Yeah, they did.
Because they were good. So I got to see them. So I left the house like 7:15, got downtown around like 7:40ish, because door started at 8. But the fights were good. Did you get to see them because you're in Columbus?
I did.
I'm always worried you won't see
them. It was
them.
on Fox tonight, so I watched it backstage.
In the back?
Yeah, I was very lucky that way. That Pettis looked good. and he's been working on his wrestling 100%. But he gave his back up a couple of times. I was very worried.
Dude, I'm telling you, like,
but 45.
I try not to be biased. Yeah, I try not to be biased, dude. There was two people. I was like, God dang, I hope they win. Paige Van Zandt, and Anthony Pettis.
That jumping roundhouse kick. Woo!
That karate. You talking about the Karate Kid?
That was
talking about the Karate Kid to the face. And Beck's tough as nails. But this is and I guess the reason why I root for him so hard. And granted, Pettis, I know he's my boy. I love Pettis, man, and he needed to win so fucking bad. Paige, I don't really know, met her once. Lovely girl, brilliant. The sport needs her, especially that weight class. But to come off, remember, she went on Dance with the Stars, finished second in that competition. But prior to that, she lost the fight to Rose. Not only did she lose, she got her ass whooped.
Yes.
Grant showed her toughness. We like to see that. She didn't look good at all. She got mollywopped.
Yeah.
Then she goes on Dance with the Stars. So now you have fighter jealousy. You can see people going, why is she ranked? She shouldn't even be there. I don't get how she's a celebrity. Whoa. I get it. You wish you were her. It's a big issue because she didn't perform. She came off a loss. Goes on Dance Star. Her star power gets even bigger, right? Cute little girl, tough as nails. Now people are going, I don't think she wants to fight. She wants to be a celebrity. Look at her dancing. She's not training, blah, blah, blah. Granted, that's a different kind of stamina. You know that dancing's a fucking monster, especially that ballroom dancing.
Oh, yeah.
The commitment, all that. So it's a different type of animal. So she's committed to that for however long is 3 months. Then she goes back to training. She goes, no, all I care about is fighting. People go, yeah, right. Then they go, okay, here's fucking Rowdy back on a Fox card. You're like, oh my God, this girl needs to win. Not only did she win, but she Lyoto Machida'd her in the face to win.
That was a straight up Lyoto
like
Machida.
The pressure.
Shot.
Dude, the pressure that she must have been under. Yeah. You lose that fight and you get to the back line. You're the cute celebrity that wants to try this.
Yeah.
You're basically CM Punk with 6 fights.
That's right.
Of girls.
But that was a hell of a. I mean, she was so happy.
Dude, I was so happy for her. Just because I get it, man. When you have that pressure, it's just so insane. Yeah. So insane. And then with Pettis, dude, I've been there. When I lost to Nogueira and Rothwell back to back, then at the time, you know, it was a different day. The UFC was cutting people if you fucking sneezed wrong or looked at Joe Silva the wrong way. So they're cutting him like, fuck, man, what's going on? And then you get LeVar Johnson.
Oof.
And just
knocking dudes out in the first round just with mule kick hands.
And just guzzling fucking
steroids.
Guzzling.
Didn't you say
horse semen?
Didn't you say to Dana? Didn't you go, you know he's on steroids?
At weigh-ins. Right? Yeah. I said to everyone, we all know he's on steroids, correct? And everyone started, like, no one said anything. My coach started laughing. Go, Brendan. We're all aware he's on, right in front of everyone. We're all aware he's on steroids, correct? And then he walked off and blah, blah, blah. But that fight was the pressure you're under. And remember, I wasn't as big as a star as Pettis, not even close. You're talking about champ, the guy WEC champ, UFC champ, Wheaties box. And he goes on the Wheatie box and goes on a fucking losing streak. Granted, he's lost some of the best in the world, but goes on a terrible losing streak. Yeah. So he lost 3 in a row.
Fought a monster.
Now you have this monster in Charles Oliveira.
Wrestler.
Oh, man. No, Charles is a stand-up guy, black belt in jiu-jitsu. Not really a wrestler.
Oh, really?
No. Great stand-up.
Good takedowns, though. I mean, he was coming. He kept going.
Great stand-up. Great on the ground jiu-jitsu. Very dangerous.
Strong.
New weight class, 145. I thought, I don't know what's next for Pettis. I'm so glad he got that win.
Is that weight cut for him tough?
Boy, his cardio was tough in that second round.
Is that from the weight loss?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really? Mm-hmm. Just being dehydrated and all that?
Yep. With no IV too. I don't know who they toss him next, but if they toss him a grappler, it's at 145. It's tough.
He's working his grappling a lot, though. It looks like. I mean, his takedown defense.
Again, when people go, he's working his grappler. He brought Bryan a wrestling coach. Okay, but you're in the top 5. That doesn't. It doesn't compute. It doesn't work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you have your skill set. You can get better and recognize things and come up with certain moves that will counter of some of what they do. But when it's their bread and butter and it's their nature to take your ass down, you're going down.
You're going down.
It's just what they do.
You
know what I'm saying? It's like it's very, very, very tough.
It's so subtle. They have just.
But you're talking about tricks. At a world class level. It's just like their timing and their intricacies and these little movements. You're just not gonna. It's over years and years and years and years of experience. No, you just can't. It's like if you might have a guy in the NFL. Let's say Paxton Lynch has a crazy powerful arm. He's way more athletic than Tom Brady. He's faster. His arm's bigger. He does everything physically better. But Tom Brady has done it so many times. Since how long has he been playing? 15 years.
So consistent.
You just can't. There's nothing. Paxton Lynch can do whatever he wants, and he might be a better athlete. It just ain't gonna happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, what do you? I do though think that Pettis, because of his athleticism, because of his strength, his size at that weight class, I think he's
not that big.
Yeah, I think though he's definitely in the top 5. I can see him.
He just beat number 7, so maybe they have him at 6 or 5. I don't. Have they done the ratings yet?
Humor me on this question.
Hey, give us the top 5 at 145, please.
Humor me on this question. Pettis, McGregor. Are you intrigued with a fight like that?
Yeah, I'd love that fight. McGregor's not making 45 though.
He's just not.
You do a super fight at 55, but again, that's not on the table for anyone. And I think Dana came out today and was like, McGregor has a decision to make. He's either fighting 45 at Aldo or Eddie Alvarez at 55. Those are the fights. There's nothing else. There's no trilogy. There's no what you got.
The top 5 at featherweight are Jose Aldo, Frankie Edgar, Max Holloway, Ricardo Lamas, Cub Swanson.
I'll still put Pettis up with Cub Swanson, as great as he is. I'll put him up with.
That's a great fight.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of guys.
That's the fight.
Yeah,
that's the next fight.
That's a good fight.
Cub versus Pettis is your next fight.
I'm putting my money on Pettis.
I have him favored 3 out of those 5.
Yeah, I do too. I like him.
Lamas is a tough fight for him. Swanson, I like him in. What's the other one?
Frankie's gonna wrestle the shit out of him.
Frankie and Aldo are tough. And who else did you have?
Max Holloway.
That's a good fight there.
That's a great fight. I'd love to see that fight.
Holloway Pettis. And you know what? Holloway needs like that. He's won 9 in a row? 7 in a row? 8 in a row?
I think it's 9.
It's either he's won 9 in a row. He deserves a title shot. They might give it to him next, especially if Conor didn't come to 45. Max Holloway versus Aldo is your 100% your next fight. But if you want to build Max Holloway's star just because they want it a little bigger, is why he hasn't got a title fight, you give him Anthony Pettis and make it a main event on Fox or Fox Sports 1.
Yeah, it's 9 in a row.
Wow.
9 in a row. He's beat Lamas, Jeremy Stevens, Charles Oliveira, Cub Swanson, Cole Miller.
Oh, my God.
Andre Feely.
His last loss was to Conor McGregor in decision.
Yeah.
If Conor fights him, that's a tough fucking fight now.
Yeah.
It's 2 different fighters.
Yeah.
Great fight. But Max Holloway versus Aldo is what it should be, especially if Conor to come down. But you go Max Holloway versus Anthony Pettis, which people would say, Anthony needs to wait in line. Not really, man. You're talking about the 155 champ, Wheatie box cover, just beat the number 7 guy in the world, new weight class. He can jump up to Max Holloway. And honestly, Max needs that. What else are you going to give Max? Frankie, I guess? Well, Frankie just lost. Max has won 9 in a row. Give the kid a fucking title shot and do it in Hawaii. You're going to fight. Where's the fight this weekend's in fucking Bangladesh or some shit? Why not go to Hawaii? The fuck? Yeah, they got Barnett versus Arlovsky in fucking Syria this weekend or some shit. Hey, go to Hawaii.
What?
It's in Hamburg, Germany.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it first. Hamburg.
I'm exaggerating, but that's the fight this weekend on Fight Pass.
Yeah.
How dare you put Arlovsky and Barnett on Fight Pass? How dare you?
That is pretty bad.
How dare
I think they put their dues in, haven't they?
Yeah.
And Gustafson. Gustafson's in
Gustafson got to give me though.
It's
because mentally
they
they didn't know if he was in or out, and the 205 division needs him. So
he's fighting unranked Jan Blachowicz.
I always forget about.
We thought the Jimmy Manuwa Gustafson fight was a little bit of a gimme. This is
good because they don't know if his heart's in it or not.
I always forget about Gustafson.
He's so fucking good.
God, I forget.
I remember training with him, being like,
fights on this card, actually.
Fuck.
He's so good. He's that guy. Like you go, oh shit about like that's when you start talking about the 205 weight class. You're
Think about
Anthony.
He went to decision, razor close decision with John Jones.
Yeah.
Some say he won. I didn't have him win, but super close to the very best in the world. Then him and DC go at it.
DC
so
crazy.
he's like, those guys fight 10 times. He's gonna win some of those 10.
Oh yeah.
Probably not the majority of them, but they're fucking toss-ups, man.
Oh yeah.
And now he's like, I don't know if I want to do this shit anymore. And when I hear that,
well,
it's time to get out.
Speaking of,
for example, when Bryan Callen bets on Carlos Condit, because I hear him go, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Now, people go, well, remember, Carlos, he lost that razor sharp decision to Robbie Lawler. Fuck, man.
Razor sharp.
God, it was. I even had him winning. I forget. It was fucking close.
So did I. All due respect.
I have no argument either way.
Yeah.
If you get to him, you get to Robbie, I'm down for
Carlos
either.
Kind of so good. I marvel. At
Me too, man. But when I hear that and then I look at Demian Maia, salivating at the mouth to get a title shot. I'm like, I'll go with Maia. And he's won 7 in a row, 6 in a row,
5.
5. We went over this.
Now
I think you said
Now
you won
6,
12
I
last
said,
time.
Yes, 15. He's won 15 in a row, dude.
But when I see that, I'm like, oh, I got Demian Maia.
Wait.
Oh, and here's a stat for you.
Yeah.
In his last, I think 3 or 4 fights, he's taken Well, yeah, he's taken 13 punches total.
Incredible.
He all he wants to do is get a hold of you, drag you to the mat, not get any danger, choke it, you tap, we both get our paychecks, no head trauma, nothing.
Now this is an example.
Jiu-jitsu.
This is an example of what world-class grappling, like we're talking about wrestling, with Demian Maia. For me, as an untrained guy, he looks like he's doing what everybody else is doing in terms of taking your back. He's got you in a figure 4. He's putting the choke on you.
It's over.
I've seen a lot of guys do that. There's something about when he or Jacare do that, it is done.
Now,
once he
you don't
gets a
think
hold
Carlos
of you,
Condit hired a jiu-jitsu coach to go over things?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you're facing a guy who's a master,
He's a master.
in that fucking genre of fighting,
but as
he's
a guy,
master.
as a guy who loves that, like, can you articulate the difference between when Demian Maia it gets on you and someone else does?
Yeah, because Demian Maia, when he's a master at it, anything you do, he has seen 100,000 times. And not only has he seen it, but he's seen it
He's
in
anticipating.
high-level competition, and guys who are way better than you at jiu-jitsu do that same move. So he knows where you're going to be open, what your next move
your
is, what
tendencies
your
are.
third move is, where you're going to go from here, how you're going to get out of this
He
mount.
might even be leading you into doing stuff.
100%. So, and there's no one there's no one in the world you can bring in who's going to go, all right, when he has your back, do 2-on-1, stand up, do that. Let me know how it goes for you. I told you he's going to get his back, he's going to choke him out. It's just what he does.
And once he gets your back, we'll see you later.
He does, yeah, see you later.
We'll see you later.
Where the fuck is my money, Brian?
All right, now,
$6
hold on.
grand.
Now hold on.
Where's it? No, is it in the bag?
Bro.
No, is it in the bag? I just need a...
Bro, hold
just-
on. I'll get your money. Your money's right here. I can give it to you. It's in the bag.
That's good coffee.
I can give you the money in the bag right now. But I have a
No,
proposition.
that is good coffee.
I got a proposition.
Where's my fucking money, Brian? My eyes! My eyes! You poured it in my eyes! No, seriously though, man.
Now listen.
Where the fuck's my money?
Bro, listen.
You trying to triple or nothing?
I got a proposition.
What?
Let me open a proposition up.
What do you got?
Because I mean, if you,
Did you tell your wife you owe me $6 grand?
I didn't tell anybody yet.
Amanda owes me $6 grand.
Listen, bro. I don't know if you have the guts for this, and if you don't, I get it. I'll give you the $6 grand right now. I'll reach in
Okay,
my
I'll
bag
take it.
right now.
All right, just get it. I'll do that. I don't want to
wanna
hear
hear my proposition?
Nah, I'll just take the $6 grand. Where's it at?
You don't want to go triple or nothing over?
Triple or nothing over what?
Obviously, Stipe, Alistair Overeem. What's the matter?
For 12 grand?
I'll give you the 6 right now.
Are you gonna give me 12 grand
I'll
if I
give you the 6
call it
right
right?
now. Or we can go triple or nothing.
And
I'll give it to you
and
right
I get
now.
the first pick.
Whatever you want, bro. Whatever you want. You know when my voice is high like this. You know I'm being sincere.
Serious.
Yeah. It's not a big deal. I can reach it. You want the 6 grand? I'll give it to you right now. It's right there. Oh, we go triple or nothing. Let's go triple or nothing. Go triple or nothing.
And I get first pick. I
Go
get to pick the fight.
ahead. Go ahead. Who do you have? Take your time. Take your time. Take a couple breaths. Take a couple breaths. Nobody's forcing you into anything here. We're just talking like man.
I feel like I'm being honey dicked
You're
right
not
now
getting
out of
honey
$6
dick.
grand.
I'll lay it out for you, the 6 grand. It's not a big deal for me. I don't care. I want to give it to you. But if you want to triple it up,
God, dog, it's such a hard fight to pick.
just triple it up. You want the 6?
You know I don't. I'd love $6 grand.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, right.
Or you can go
Triple or nothing. You know what the problem is I've again Stipe's my boy. I've picked against him. He keeps pulling through.
Sure does.
It's tough.
But then again,
because I don't want Alistair's been on a tear. You know what I don't like? You know what I don't like about this fight? I don't like Stipe fighting in his hometown. I don't like that. If this fight was in Holland, I'd pick Stipe 100%. If this fight was in Florida, I'd pick Stipe. If this fight was in Vegas, I'd pick Stipe.
You mean the pressure might get to Stipe?
He's never fought in his hometown. First time in Cleveland.
Do you want to pick?
He's gone to Brazil.
Do you want to pick Alistair?
No.
I hadn't pick him.
Oh, it's just man.
I know it's tough. Hey,
I did do some research.
Hey, nothing's easy, man. Nothing's easy.
You just don't want to get. You just want to get at this.
There's nothing that's easy about
Are you
it.
talking like that?
Look in my eyes. Go triple or nothing. Take Alistair. Alistair is a badass. Alistair can kick and he can punch his ass off. And he uses his elbows. Stick to your guns. I know your heart's saying Alistair. Your brain is saying Stipe. Go with your heart. Go with your heart.
All right, I'll take Stipe
Alistair.
for 12 grand.
I thought you were going to take Alistair.
No, you Stipe.
Whoa, wait, for 12 grand?
Double or nothing. He owes me $6 grand.
Oh, we're double or nothing. The double or nothing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
What else you gonna double? I got Stipe for 12 grand.
I thought you said you were going to take Alistair.
No, let's go.
Kind of forced my hand right now.
You're the one that told me to pick.
You want Alistair?
No, I get Stipe for 12 grand, sir.
Stipe.
Triple or nothing.
All right. Fine. I'll take Alistair.
It's a close fight. It's a close fight.
Oh, Alistair's on a tear right now.
You're the biggest Alistair fan now. You love Stipe.
Alistair's a beautiful fighter. I mean, how anybody would go against him? He's a great guy. He's a very, very good fighter. And I'll tell you this right now: the only way he loses is if there's cheating going on. And I really mean that.
I really mean that.
I really mean that.
I got Stipe in a 3rd round TKO or 4th round TKO.
Stipe's got some great hands. The one thing Stipe lacks, kicks. And he's going to try to time that, but Alistair will drive that shit.
No, Alex is
into
the
your
best
ribs.
striker in the heavyweight division of all time. Yeah.
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 We'll see what happens.
Whew, tough fight.
It's going to be tough.
You forced my hand, man. I just won my 6 G's, brother. That's all I won.
That's all you wanted, and I wanted to give it to you, but I want to commend you for having the guts to go double or nothing.
I don't believe you had 6 grand on you.
I got $6 grand in that bag right now.
Do you want to take the bet back?
Bunch of bricks in there. What?
Do you want to take your bet back?
I don't take bets back, dude. I'm a man.
I'm stressed. Let me pee on my big fat dick.
I got to pee too. Pee break.
All right, taking 5.
Current events with Evan, the body, the beard, the cup.
Before we get into current events, I just want to say that sometimes when you're at the workplace, you can fall prey to all kinds of unhealthy snacks like cupcakes and
Yes, please.
birthday cake and,
Yes, please.
and all kinds of stuff like that. But listen, it's basically the workplace can be a danger zone. But you can eat better, feel better with snacks that are made from ingredients you can trust. And
I need a healthy snack, Brian.
Look, dude, you need. Oh, really? Oh, do you? Huh? How interesting. All right. Why don't you? Well. Let me just see. Let's see what you would like.
Yeah, please spit it out.
I can spit it out. At the end of the day, and I'm not going to say bottom line, but you know what?
Nature Box makes over 100 delicious snacks. They're
Cashew
healthy
crumble,
too, man.
Dark cocoa nom noms, whole wheat blueberry froggy or figgy bars, mini cocoa Belgian
They have
waffles.
froggy bars?
Dude, they got stuff like South
What's a
Pacific
froggy bar?
plantains, South Pacific plantains. I don't know what it is. That thing is, it's always a surprise when it shows up at your door. Strawberry carrot fruit chews.
Ooh, I do
Crispy
love those.
coconut squares.
I love those.
Dude, chocolate hazelnut granola, it never stops. Sea salt chickpeas.
Yeah, those do sound nice, man. Nature Box believes you shouldn't eat something you don't love. So if you try a snack you don't like, cool. Nature Box replaces it in your next box for free. Can't do that with the other stupid snacks. Go to naturebox.com/fighter right now to get 2 bags of delicious snacks without any of the junk for free. That's naturebox.com/fighter for 2 free bags of bold and unique snacks delivered right to your door.
Yummy!
naturebox.com/fighter.
Okay.
What do you got, Ev?
Go ahead, Ev.
First current event that we need to talk about, we have to talk about the VMAs from last night. Now, Keely's definitely going to be the expert here over me, so I'm going to defer to her on all of this conversation.
Now, Brendan, did you watch the VMAs?
Bet your sweet ass I did. I even tweeted out, I think it's hysterical. Grown men going, come on, Shab, you're not a 15-year-old girl. How the fuck you gonna watch that stuff? And then you go to their profile and they like tweet out Games of Thrones. Excuse me, sir? You're 45 watching dragons. At least I'm watching real performing art. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about legit artists performing.
I heard there were some serious performances. I heard
Rihanna killed it, man. Rihanna was by far the best of the night.
I thought Rihanna's Love on the Brain performance, her last one, was really, really, really good. But I don't know, Beyonce just always takes it for me.
Oh, I disagree.
Really?
I think in general people disagree with you. When Beyonce's on, I go get my snacks. I play with my son.
Are you serious?
She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. Beyonce's the girl you want to marry, and she's like a mom. Rihanna's the girl you want to take home for one night stand, and she's fun to watch. I don't want everyday girl. I want badass girl. You know what I'm saying? So with Beyonce, it's like
Beyonce's the everyday girl.
Compared to those two, yes. One's like Cinderella and one's like The Dark Knight. Ooh. You know, so it's like when Beyonce performs, it's always the same thing. She looks gorgeous. Always same thing. It's always same songs. We know what she's gonna do. There's nothing unexpected.
It's
There's
not
nothing
personal.
different.
It feels like a machine.
Yeah, it's like, and she's brilliant. She's great. but
Sometimes people's fame.
she's too safe.
Sometimes people's fame can kind of
so?
Way too
cloud,
safe.
take away from their. They become so mainstream.
I think she's brilliant. I don't think it's in her to do that risk, and she doesn't need to do it. She's by far the most famous person there. But when she performs, it's like watching the Rolling Stones. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, here she goes.
Yeah.
Do the same shit.
Safe.
Do the same shit.
I thought she killed it.
She looks great.
I want to see her in concert and she performed.
She looks brilliant. She looks amazing. She's such a talent.
Rihanna,
I've
yes.
never liked her music or anything. When Rihanna performs, you cannot not
I
watch.
like Rihanna's voice.
You
more.
cannot not watch.
She's just like she really just puts it all out there. She's just so fucking dope.
It's
Like,
different every time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing though. They gave Britney Spears the award for whatever Millennial Award or whatever.
She sucks so bad. I was pissed off watching her performance.
She lip sung.
Yes.
B,
Wow.
someone was like, hey, is there a way we can get the choreographer from 1997 to help her out? Yeah, let's bring him in who did her Bye Bye Baby or where the fuck she sings.
She sucks.
They fucked up, man. They fucked up. They should have just done something different because they had her. So they had Rihanna on. They had all these young kids on. They had Beyonce on. And then she comes out and she's doing the same shit she did in 2000 or 1999.
Ooh.
And it's very,
Stop
very, yeah, it's just like, oh shit.
Gotta keep growing.
She was so bad. She looks good.
Yeah, she looks good. But
So bad. The
she
performance,
sucks.
she lip sung, it was so bad. It
And
made it
they
look
were
like shit.
hyping, like they were promoting the VMAs with her specifically, which was crazy to me.
And she
'cause,
barely
like,
showed her.
everybody knows that she's gonna lip sync, and she just sucks as performing.
They barely showed her because I think
crazy.
for a reason. And then the big mystery all night was Kanye West. So the VMAs MTV gave him 4 minutes to do whatever he wants, uncensored, whatever he wants. So he gets up there, and he had no plan. There's nothing. And if you're a real Kanye fan, I guess you love it, but there's no plan. He was talking about how weird fame is and how he called out his wife and all these other things. And I was like, God damn it. It was so awkward. Like he literally just went up there and was like, he just winged it. It wasn't that great. And then they played his video. Oh my God. My
Rihanna
word.
Taylor.
Oh, was this the video where apparently the girl is made of smoke?
She looks like she's from different.
From Planet Alien girl.
girl-
She just had a baby like less than a year ago.
Who's her man?
Iman Schumer.
Schumer. Yeah, he's a basketball player for the Cleveland
Cavs,
Cavaliers.
yeah.
He's not a star, but she makes you appreciate to be alive as a man this day and
That
age.
just looks like hard work.
Wait till you see her
Look
ass
at her
beat.
dance,
or
dude.
anything.
Look at her dance.
Well, she's a real artist.
And she's singing here.
No,
No.
she's just dancing. Can you not give us some audio, Ev? So he knows.
Oh, Lord. She does. She looks like she's from another planet. That's wild.
Can you fast forward to the end when she's on the ground?
She's got a...
Every girl after that video, including my girl's body might be better than that. Including my girl was like, I'm going on a water and ice cube
I gotta go to the gym.
diet.
Yeah.
After I watched it, I started doing squats.
Hey, there, yes, Evan, yes, Evan, yes. Fucking Monday made.
Oh, Lord. Well, you know what? I gotta go to church. I
Not
gotta go
me.
to church.
I'm about to start.
I'm a sinner!
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
That's art, son.
that's
Are they married or just have the baby?
They're not married. They just have the baby.
Cute kid too, man.
So cute. And
I've never
chubby.
heard of her.
Oh, really?
I've never heard of it. I know
Did
she.
you listen to the song I sent you though?
No, I did not. So she's a singer. I figured don't take this wrong way. I figured she was like a stripper or something just because of the way she danced. She has the tattoo on her thigh and blah, blah, blah. And she's very sexual. It's hard for women to be that sexual and not come from that background.
She's
I feel
kind of
like.
amazing.
I'm trying.
Dude,
so,
I didn't say a word during that performance.
What is that video that I can look it up now?
I don't, it's
Kanye
only on
West's new one.
Tidal.
Yeah,
But
you
there's
can't- it's
clips
not out right
everywhere
now.
on like Instagram and stuff.
That's like that's the video where it's like watch that video and I dare you not to touch your genitals when you watch it.
Dude, but you didn't see that. Then it gets weird. It's her as a cat
Yeah.
with her man. It's very
And there's
weird.
like sheep and shit.
It gets weird at
with
the
the
end.
baby.
I like weird.
No, this was.
She looks like Little
cat.
Kim though. Like I thought it was Little Kim because Little Kim is so distorted now. Like,
Yeah,
after-
like with all the
She
face
is?
surgery. Oh my
I've
god.
worked with Lil Kim back
my
in the
God,
day. I
she
knew
looks
Kim.
like
She was
shit
hot
now.
back in the day.
I just
She looks
loved
like shit
her.
now.
No, she's had so much work done.
Oh,
you
I'm
wouldn't
not thinking
recognize
of
her.
Lil Kim. I'm thinking of sorry.
Oh, God,
Who?
did you
The
say?
other one. Well, there was one MC.
Missy Elliott.
No MC.
MC
Kim,
Light?
MC.
You know what? Not Little Kim. You're way off.
What?
MC Light. MC Light.
I don't even know what that
Not
is.
even close. It's all good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you racist. Think they all
years
look
ago.
the same. Anyways,
Sir.
Super
Why, did
rich.
she have a lot of?
Colin Kaepernick, get on him.
Little Kim later on.
Did she have a lot of plastic surgery?
Yes. She
So
looks
much.
like the cat in the video.
No, why
She
do they
does.
do this? And you know who else does that? The other black woman who
Oh wow,
has
this is
a.
getting racist.
I know she has that talk show. Wendy Williams.
Oh yeah.
Damn,
Mm,
dude.
Whatever.
Wendy, stop cutting yourself up like that, please.
Yeah.
We have a culture that doesn't make you feel good about yourself.
But yeah, but that video's pure fire. Pure fire.
Yeah.
I'll,
Fire.
I'll tell you what was weird on the red carpet. I guess the thing is the new trend: no shirt underneath whatever you're wearing. No shirt. Guys
Why?
went no shirt.
Come on.
Sports coat, chains, no shirt.
That's Jersey. That was back in the 90s when you would go in Hoboken, New Jersey.
It's back.
When in Hoboken, New Jersey, when you would go to a club, a dude would show up with a blazer. He'd be a roided out Italian guy, and he'd have chains and no shirt underneath. That's not new. That's fucking. That's
well, there's trends, right? They bring them back. It's back to
Yeah,
the
whether
fullest.
they're in shape or not, like they could just be,
Even
like,
DJ
scrawny.
Khalil did it, but he had so many chains you couldn't see his belly. He's a fat guy.
Yeah.
Had a jacket, chains, gut. It was sick.
Khalid, DJ Khalid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Khalid,
sick.
yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's
Hilarious.
weird. That's the trend now. No, like this is my thing. So you're gonna wear that, and then you're gonna after. I can't be at a dinner with no shirt on.
No.
That's some weird shit,
That's
man.
weird to me.
I can't be a white guy with fucking all these chains
DJ
like
Khalid
Tyson Gay.
Khalid is an Arabic name. Where is he from?
He's-
In Middle
he-
East.
He's Arabic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Middle East,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I met his brother on the set. I was shooting this pilot. His brother's on set. He's his best friends with Alyssa Milano. Great guy. They
bet.
look very similar.
I bet.
And a lot of people again. A lot of people hate DJ Khalid, but he's brilliant, man.
He's
They
social
hate him.
media
Oh, he's the
mogul now.
he has the most
Yeah.
followers on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, let's talk about the Drake. Did you watch
Rihanna.
it?
So you know Drake and Rihanna are together.
Did not know that.
Yeah, and so Rihanna was getting the award, and he came up there and he said, "I've been in love with you since I was 22."
But everyone's talking about how like he went in for a kiss.
Yeah, and she gave him the cheek.
She friend zoned his ass real quick.
She did. She
Yeah.
did. Because they're together, but maybe
Friend-zoned
she.
his ass.
That's
Maybe
a,
she
that.
doesn't like the PDA. I don't know.
No,
She was wearing lipstick. I don't like to be kissed when I'm wearing dark lipstick either.
I don't.
Yeah.
But in a moment like that, if that's your man, he just pronounces love for you. She's a stone. She's a fucking black widow. What's that bug? Is it praying mantis? They have sex with and rip
Yes.
your head off.
Yeah.
She's a praying mantis.
Yeah.
And I think that doesn't the Black Widow also kill the male?
Their mate, right?
I think
She's
so.
a black widow, son.
Yeah,
Like she's a killer.
Yeah.
Drake's about to get his Nickelodeon ass is about to get ate up
Drake's
and chewed
already
out.
always in his feelings anyways, so there you go.
It was
what?
interesting.
He's always in his feelings. Like he's just known as being like a soft
You,
guy.
the VMAs, I was like, damn, maybe I am too old for it. I knew all the artists. I loved the music. I was like dancing to everything with my son. I was just shaking them everywhere. But the thing is, it was weird, man. Like they had Key and Peele do like their skits as two trolls, but they were like commentators, like a desk like this for the whole night, which is 3 hours.
Didn't really work, huh?
Wasn't that? Or you didn't see that? But you
It was
did-
a little obnoxious.
it was
for me.
corny.
Yeah.
Then they had this, and then hashtag no racist. They had this girl who straight off the set of Precious. I guess she has a new show on MTV.
Oh, yeah.
She's like an actor comedian. She was the host, but it was just too much. It was too much. And then they had the guy who got fired from Saturday Night Live, who's brilliant, who does all the imitations. The black guy, you know what I'm talking about? Jay Farrow, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was by
Yeah,
far
he
the
was
best
good.
part, but it was like you were one of those Nutty Professor bits. Like it wouldn't stop. Like for sure, get more serious.
Yeah, there was like no theme to it. It just felt weird.
Random shit, random, man. And then they had DJ Cully, and then homeboy Charlemagne was brilliant. I thought
yeah.
I think they need to let Charlemagne do more
I
hosting
like Charlemagne.
stuff.
I like his radio
Smart
show.
dude.
he's
Yeah,
cool.
he's
Smart dude.
And he holds people like no matter how famous you are,
Call you out.
he'll call you out.
I think they should have had him host it solo and quit
He'd
with all
probably
the
be
gimmicks.
great.
He was a beast.
Yeah.
That was his first like big stage thing. They need to give that
He
guy more
talks about
airtime.
the things that matter to me. Like
He's a smart guy, though.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
He's also not pushing anything like DJ Khaled and Puff Daddy are pushing that Ciroc and that everyone has an agenda.
No,
and then you got a guy over here who's a true professional.
What's his background,
Who's?
Charlemagne. He's just really
Well, he's
good.
from the
got
Breakfast Club, right?
He's got that
The radio
quality.
show.
Yes. I mean, I love that show. I've watched like how he grills like Kanye.
my favorite show.
Yeah, really.
As far as radio goes, favorite show.
Yeah.
He's on like the show on MTV Guy Code.
Yeah.
How did it ever happen? How did it ever play out where what's his name came in and goes, you better best put some respect on my name.
Make Charlamagne more famous.
I know, but did they ever make up? Did he come back on the air? I don't know.
I haven't heard.
I don't think they care.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of irrelevant now. Like, no one gives a fuck, really.
He's
If he was current, like if Drake and him had that issue, then I bet they would try to mend it. But when it's that guy, you're like, we're good.
Yeah.
What else you got, Ev? I thought they were fun, though. That video with Kanye, though, I've never heard of that girl. The fuck?
Tiana Taylor is her name. Teyanna.
I found her on Instagram. I found her on
For all the
Instagram.
listeners out there, give yourself a Google.
Yeah.
You will not be disappointed.
And she had a baby.
Tiana Taylor.
Every girl's like, you know what? I'll have one crouton and a glass of water. That's my meal for the next 8 months.
You can't.
Even me, I was like, God damn, I need
That's
something
not gonna
to
help. You either have an ass like that or not. You know.
I
mean, you just.
Jesus Christ. Seems cool as fuck, too. Her face, that's gorgeous, man.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She is delicious.
Don't call her delicious.
There's only one word for that, and that's delicious. She's delish.
She sets the stand for dime pieces.
From what I only got a glimpse, but from what I gathered, her man ain't no slouch either. That's a big, beautiful Eben Prince.
I mean, he's an NBA basketball player, tall dude.
He's an Eben Prince.
Super cute picture of him and the baby, though.
At the end?
No, on
Or-
her Instagram. Super
Okay,
cute,
gotcha.
yeah. What else you got, Ev?
All right, next one we got the disgraced, I guess, Congressman Anthony Weiner
Oh, yes.
got in trouble a couple years back.
I love me
for-
some wiener.
Got in trouble a couple years back for sending some sexts out.
Yep.
Not very good at the whole thing.
Pictures and dick pics.
Dick pics.
You have a dick on him?
Oh, is he the last ones that he did were
Not really.
he was wearing a pair of just straight up tighty whiteys,
Yeah.
and it was just like a bulge.
I appreciate
which,
that.
Yeah, it's an aggressive move.
It's a Congress
I guess
move.
Dude's fucking married.
Uh-huh.
Wife's
To Hillary Clinton's, Human's Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So while she's
Long-time
out,
campaign manager.
while she's running out doing work on blazing the campaign trail with Hillary, well, your boy Anthony Weiner didn't learn his lesson the first time.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh,
Yeah, doing
He
sexting.
took it. Oh no, he took it to the next level.
What happened?
He
Video?
sexted this girl, sent her pictures. The picture, it's the same kind of deal. Like, hey, underwear. Check out my bulge in my dick package. Whatever.
Dude.
His fucking kid, his child, is in the bed, literally next to him, fully in the picture. It was
No, God, dude.
screenshots of the text that he
Dude,
sent
you
this
have
woman
to be-
actually used the kid as like a lead-in to what I'm about to do.
What are you doing,
God.
bro?
He's a
He's
bad
like,
person.
someone just jumped in bed with me. ... And then he sends the pic, and it's his fucking dick and this kid next to him.
Bro.
He's just old
Bro,
school.
you gotta-
He doesn't know.
You gotta separate your children from your sexting.
I feel sick.
Is it just
He's
me?
a bad guy. He's just an idiot. How did he get this far in life?
He's just
and
a
he's sending
jackass.
sexting like that.
Sexting a girl in California. He lives in
He had
goddamn
it all,
New York.
dude.
What's
Do we
his
know what the
name?
girl looks like?
No.
And the girl ratted on him, right?
Yeah.
Does he not realize that's the thing to do now? Try and get Wiener to text you so you
Yeah,
can blast
man.
out in the
You got
media.
too much to lose, bro.
What's
Wear
he
a
do now, though?
mask. Well, they did a documentary on him.
I know,
and
but what's he do?
I think he was, I can't remember, but I think he's still involved in certain
No way. No way. He didn't.
movements.
Yeah, movements in his
Not gonna
pants.
be doing much now. Not gonna be doing much.
Oh, poor
it's
guy.
embarrassing. The worst thing for that is that people don't realize that a guy like that runs in a certain social circle. And now, like when he goes to the Hamptons or something, he's there with all the people.
It's Wiener,
all the-
everybody.
And now it's like, dude, you're just a fucking laughing stock. And that's what they do. They all go, hey, how you
yeah.
doing, buddy? Holy shit, look at that.
100%.
They're not taking a picture with you.
No, there's nothing more embarrassing
It's
for
also
that guy.
shitty to your girl. Your wife is
Like-
on the
like when
road.
Des-
Well, the wife told him to kick rocks. They're separating
Oh
now.
yeah. And you know what? And I hate to say this also, he's not really she's pretty sexy, and he's just not that attractive. He probably doesn't have a lot of earning power anymore. He could have been the mayor.
He's probably looking for
potentially.
love, and that, like his way of doing it
He
is
just
through
likes-
physical
he's
contact.
just tired of banging his wife, or never has, and he's just he's trying to go for
I'm
it.
embarrassed for him.
But bro, if you're trying to go for it with other girls, can you be a little more discreet? It's called digital media. Oh, and by the way,
Don't have
you
your
got
kid.
caught 2 other times. I gotta
Here's
see
the
this.
picture, guys.
And by the way, I'm not impressed with his willy.
I'm impressed with his body and his will. Are you kidding me?
No, he's super. He's
That dude's body. How you gonna hate on that? How old is Wiener?
my age.
Are you kidding me?
No, but if you
He's
see
more
it,
muscle than
that's-
you,
that's
son.
Better. That's not true. That's an
Let me see
angle
that,
picture.
Ev.
That's an
He's
angle
not.
picture.
He's not.
He's got a bad.
He's
build.
all
Is he
right.
not ripped?
Yeah, but like if you saw more pictures, you'd be like, oh, okay. It's just weird.
Is there any more pictures of him
He's not a
shirtless?
very attractive man. By the way.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's a little. That's a bit of a wiener. That's a little weenie.
I would say little.
I'm not that impressed. Ooh,
That's his girl.
well, I'm. Well,
I
yeah.
get-
Well,
Do you have her Instagram? Maybe I'll send her a. Maybe I'll send her a. If you like
Dude,
that.
I'm not mad.
Oh, he's been lifting.
I'm not mad at his
He's been
body
lifting.
at
He looks a
all.
little thicker. But
He's
bro, he's
thick.
sending her that.
Dude, he's thick.
Anthony.
so.
Look at her though.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'll be honest. Maybe I'll look. I'm only one man.
Brian will send you.
Suddenly I'm like, hey, if you think that's good, check this out.
She's all, you know what? I don't know what it is. 49-year-olds just keep sending me dick pics.
Yeah.
That's what every girl looks for.
Every girl, they love it. Let me shave my
God
body.
damn it, Wiener. What else you got, Ev?
all right. On a more serious note, UCLA doctors may have figured out a way to detect CTE before you're dead, which is very helpful, obviously.
That helps.
Yeah, be a kind of a big breakthrough there.
Yeah.
So
Sign me up.
They have a new software tool for analyzing MRI scans, and they've basically been able to determine. And these are just preliminary tests, so you know how this shit goes. It takes fucking years to get this stuff approved and put into widespread use. But it looks like from preliminary results that they're able to tell their match areas from CTE brains, obviously post-mortem, to guys that are currently, playing in the NFL, big high contact
The idea being that if
sports.
they can see signs of it, you stop
Exactly.
earlier.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
I wonder how serious it's going to get, though. I mean, obviously, it's a step in the right direction, but
Sure.
I also wonder, let's say you're a first-round pick in the NFL. They do this scan, like, dude, you have some signs. You
thought
might
about
need
that
to
too.
stop. And he goes, I just signed a 6-year, $600 million contract. I'll risk it.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, even if you went up to guys and told them, hey, you have signed a CT, they're still going to continue
Sure.
to play. Yeah,
Sure.
which is understandable.
It is.
Depends.
That's actually pretty interesting. I never thought of that.
They're still going to be like, it's all good.
Yeah, if we get to a point where you can full-blown tell in advance, and these guys have been playing
What they'll
Pop
say to
Warner football
themselves,
since they were little kids.
And they'll say, I'll just be more careful and I won't hit with my head. And things
Nah,
like that.
no, guys don't.
In
The
that,
athletes
yeah.
don't think like that. There's no. I'll be safer. No, real athletes don't think like it's not that. It's
just,
It's football.
I'm a warrior. This is what's
yeah.
gonna
It's,
happen.
there's no. I'll be sick. No,
Right.
because then you're not going to make the team.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what they're signing
You
up
can't
for.
really spar as an MMA fighter or a boxer and say, I'm not going to get hit in the head today. It's going to happen. You just got to be.
I think
okay with it.
most 90% of the guys, if you tell them what their future's going to look like, they're still going to do it
Yeah.
for lack of options, money, fame, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But no one's it's tough.
And like you said, sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze.
Yeah, for sure. Look at their other options. Depends.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they can get that thing going a little bit quicker than it normally takes. Next current event that we got. This is bummer current event. Literally just came out. Gene Wilder died.
Oh,
God
great
damn
Gene
it.
Wilder.
That
one of the
guy has got
greats.
a wrecking ball of a track record.
If you don't know who he is, he's in fucking Charlie and
Young
the Chocolate
Frankenstein,
Factory, Young
I mean-
Frankenstein.
Blazing Saddles.
God
one of
damn
the
it,
great, one of
genius.
the all-time greats. Retired a while ago.
What did he die from?
Old age. He's about 100.
It looks, just old age.
Well, yeah, Charlie and the Chocolate
83.
Factory. He was
Yeah. How old was
83,
he?
not that old, 83.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Oldish
had-
age.
He had retired. He retired almost 10 years ago, even more.
So at 70?
Yeah, but he just is an actor and a comedian. There's almost nobody better. Like he was an incredible actor. Charles Grodin used to always say he was in acting class with Gene Wilder when he was younger, and he said, "There's this guy in my class who was so incredibly talented, but I knew he'd never make it because he was just too ugly. He was just too weird
He's
looking."
talking about Gene Wilder?
Yep, and Gene Wilder. Just,
Wrong.
Gene Wilder was like, "Oh yeah, I got frizzy hair and a nose you could stand under in the rain, But check this shit out.
God, he
and
was good.
destroyed.
My God.
Was married to Gilda Radner. She died of cancer.
It was his complications from Alzheimer's. Complications due to Alzheimer's.
Yeah, he must have been seeing signs.
Fuck, that sucks, man.
So good.
Damn, and Gilda Radner, huh?
One of the greats.
What do you keep picking off your skin there, Brian? You keep kind of
Yeah, just warts.
very
Barnacles,
distracting.
Barnacles. Old guy barnacles.
It's disgusting, too.
Old guy
How's he been
barnacles.
talking? You guys can't see it. Brian's picking his back and skin.
When I was at my buddy's house, I was picking my nails and I was pulling the skin off my fingers and I was putting it down. I left it in a pile. And he goes,
That's so
"Hey,
disgusting.
man, I want to talk to you." I go, "What?" He goes, "You left a pile of your skin on my desk." And I go, "No, I didn't." And he goes, "All right, well, hold on for a second." "Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did."
Makes you feel sick.
Made me come back and take it off.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. I like to leave a mark.
Is that it, Ev?
Yep, that's it, my man.
Oh, man. You got drop in knowledge, B?
I do have a drop in knowledge, and it goes along the lines of this. You know, at the end of the day, I don't know if you guys know this, but over the past week, the FARC rebels, the Revolutionary Forces of Colombia, who were a communist / leftist leaning group, essentially agreed to a ceasefire and gave up their arms to the government of Colombia. Now, it's significant for a couple of reasons. One is that Colombia had fought a 52-year civil war.
It's a long time.
Basically, this was the last vestige of what was left of the Cold War. Remember, you guys know what the Cold War is? Cold War was the battle between the Soviet Union and the United States, and they called it the Cold War because Americans and Russians didn't fight, but they fought proxy wars. They used other countries to fight out their wars based on an ideology, you know. And we propped up a lot of right-leaning, capitalistic, quote-unquote, governments in South America. But here's where this is really significant and something I hadn't thought about. The world is a better place, ladies and gentlemen. The world is a much more peaceful place, despite what you see in Syria, despite what you see in a lot of the Middle East.
You taking Baraka's speech right now?
Nope, I'm not, but I'm glad you brought that up. The world's a better place, and something I wanted to put some things into perspective. For the first time, the entire all of South America is conflict-free. Yes, there's drug cartels and things like that, but as far as how you define war, which is national armies fighting over territory, over resources, that is no longer the case. For the first time in its history, very important as well, and nobody thought this would happen. When I graduated from high school in 1985, certainly in 1981, almost all of Latin America, for the most part, were either ruled by strongmen and military dictatorships. Propped up by the United States. The Nicaragua had essentially a communist government, and we were supporting rebel causes, but the entire continent was kind of, in one way or another, at war. There was a great deal of strife.
They still have a lot of issues, though, huh?
Yep. Brazil had a military.
Venezuela's tough.
Brazil had a military government. Yes, Venezuela has a lot of problems, but just keep in mind that though they have a lot of problems, these are, even though they're very messy, primarily democratically elected governments that are run by the people, for the people, of the people. Now, yes, they have lots of problems. They're not perfect democracies by any means, but they are not military dictatorships. Here's the bigger point I'm making. Southeast Asia, same thing. Southeast Asia went through terrible wars in the 20th century. Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, these places have a lot of problems, but they are at peace for the most part. They're not at war with each other. Let's take Europe, all of Europe at peace. All of Europe after fighting two devastating wars. So the wars that are going on are essentially between an area of Nigeria all the way to Pakistan, the Middle East. But remember this, here's a really wild statistic. 5 out of 6 people on this globe are living in peaceful countries that are not at war. That's the first time in our history. So 1 in 6 people are dealing with war, and that's still too many. But what I take from this is this. The Middle East may be a cauldron. It may be really, really hard to see there ever being a solution, but that was the case in Europe for hundreds of years. That was the case in South America, certainly, in my lifetime, and most of my lifetime, by the way, and that was the case in Southeast Asia for a long time. That is no longer the case in all those countries. And if those people could solve their problems, then the Middle East can. And I'm going to repeat that. 5 of 6 people on this globe are not living in war-torn countries.
Hey,
that's a huge fucking accomplishment.
I think it's
Even
an
though there's a lot of work
accomplishment,
to be
but they're
done.
doing. A lot of people are struggling like a motherfucker.
Sure, but
1 in 3 children are starving.
That's not true. That's not an accurate statistic at all. In fact, hunger has gotten way better, and for the most part, that's
Just
not the
saw
case.
it.
1 in 3 people in this globe are not starving.
Not on the globe.
Okay, in
Hold,
certain
please.
parts of the world. Now, the Middle East still has a fucking long way to go. A lot of problems, but those problems can be solved, and that's the point I'm making. And I never thought I'd live to see so many people living in countries that are not at war. The 20th century is full of wars, and we have made progress in that arena. And there's if you want to read the article in the New York Times, it's an editorial and it's about Colombia. Just Google Colombia, New York Times, and it'll come up. And I thought it was
So the 1 in 3 is African American children. The 1 in 9 is all of America or all of the earth. 1 in 9.
1 in 9 is big progress. It was still not acceptable, but big progress in comparison to the 70s, where China and India and a lot of these countries had huge swaths of their population that didn't have enough to eat, that were malnourished, that were suffering
It's crazy
from all kinds
though, right?
of disease. Yeah, but here's the thing: these problems can be solved.
And 1
I
in
believe they
5
will.
in America overall, not
Yep.
just African
To
American.
borrow a line from Tony Robbins, your problems happen for you, not to you.
The
good
starving kids are going,
perspective.
huh?
Yeah, that's a shitty thing. That doesn't help somebody in Aleppo,
No,
Syria.
I hate
that doesn't
that
help
shit.
somebody in
I hate
Chicago
that shit.
whose mom was
That's
killed.
for business people. Yeah, with real problems. it really doesn't work.
No, problems can be solved is the point I'm making. And don't bend and don't think that all problems can't be. We will solve these problems. I'm optimistic.
Optimistic today, man. That's good.
Yes, man.
No wars.
That's my dropping knowledge. God damn it. Learn.
Let's go to fan questions.
Learn. Open your mind. There are solutions. Fan questions. Hey, man. Before we go to fan questions, bro, can I just ask you? I'm looking for a watch, and I don't want to spend $10,000, dude. I don't want to spend $5,000. I don't want to spend even $1,000, but I know I have to.
How about a watch that starts at $95, man?
What? Yeah, but it's probably not.
No, I'm talking about movement watches, you silly bitch.
MVMT?
That's right, man.
Well,
Classy
tell me more.
designs, metal, leather, whatever you want.
I love metal and
Yeah, man. They got the best designs in the game.
Yeah, do they have a 2-year warranty?
You bet your sweet ass they do.
All right, you bastard.
If you're impressed as I am, then join the movement right now.
You wear them?
I do rock them all the time. My rose gold one's my favorite. Go to mvmtwatches.com/fighter and they'll give you 15% off your entire purchase. That's mvmtwatches.com/fighter. The best looking watches on planet Earth for starting at $95. Say what? That's too cheap. mvmt.com/fighter. Go ahead, Ev.
All right, fan questions. First one up, what state of mind do you guys like to be in when you're writing new material? Do you prefer a certain time of the day, a feeling such as being high or surrounded by others or just by yourself?
Definitely not high.
No.
I don't get how people do it.
There's a book called Peak, and you can see the abbreviated sort of breakdown of that book. It was just written by Anders Ericsson and another guy. Anders Ericsson is the guy who came up with the 10,000 hour rule. And he kind of he looks at like what excellence and how people actually who are really excellent or masters at things do. And he kind of puts to the 10,000 hour rule, even though he came up with it, that Malcolm Gladwell talked about in The Outliers, is not really accurate. And he talks about what practice is. And one of the things that he says is that you can do a lot of things, but one really effective way to do it is focused practice. So even if it's an hour a day, if you focus and do nothing else but sit. For me, what I do now is I'll sit, and I believe writing is a mindset for me, but I'll sit now and not do anything for an hour. And it's amazing what I come up with. I force myself to stay in the chair, no TV, no internet. I try not to even go to the bathroom. I just focus on going over my set, and I get into a mindset where I don't let my mind wander. I let it wander in the direction. I let it daydream in the direction that I am trying to explore. That's the best way.
I get out of my house. I listen to music, like classical music, something like that, and I have to write. I can't just sit there and think. I write. And I feel like when I'm writing, then you'll look at my notes, it's a bunch of just shit everywhere. Then from that, I can find better points to focus on.
Oh, can I give people, just really quickly, people ask me what to read and stuff. There's a guy named Bryan Johnson. My buddy Abdel Bayoud, who listens to this podcast all the time, hit me to this guy. He is amazing. This guy, Bryan Johnson, reads all the books and he breaks them down for you on YouTube. And man, you can really get the essence of some really good books with this guy, Bryan Johnson. He reads them and he breaks it down in about 15 minutes, 5 minutes sometimes.
Probably better to read the book though, right? And then watch the video?
Well, maybe, but people don't have time sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with getting the Cliff Notes. There really isn't. You can get,
I don't
there's a
think
lot
you're
of
gonna
books.
learn as much.
No, you may not as much, but you'll
Try
learn
doing that and getting a college degree.
No, but you'll learn something and you'll learn important things.
It's tough.
Believe me, I've done it.
I've done it too.
I've
done it
listened
too.
to this and
I
it's
disagree with
very,
it.
very helpful.
I think it's great if it helps you. I think there's, again, it's the fast track to trying to learn fast. I think if you're gonna read a book, read the book.
Well, here's the thing. It'll also might maybe get you interested in the book, right? So the Cliff Notes, and you'll go, I want to learn more, and that's the value there. So it gives you an idea of what the book is. It's
not for me. I'm sure I can see how if that's your way of learning. I've tried to do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't work, and you're not going to be as knowledgeable on the book or the situations.
Definitely not.
Again, it's the fast track to trying to learn something. I never get on board with that shit.
But for me, it's useful, and I read, and as you know. But I like this guy, Bryan Johnson. He does a good job. It's kind of like he teaches a course about the book, which is what you get when
in 15 minutes.
Yeah, and which is what you when you take a college course, you're getting because a lot of books.
Yeah, college course is a semester.
Not all books, but a lot of books are an idea, and a lot of times, from my experience, the author by page 100 is repeating himself. But I do agree that, of course, you get more.
You're batshit crazy if you think you can listen to a guy on YouTube talk for 15 minutes. And it's just as good as reading a book.
No, I didn't say it was just as good, but you'll get something out of it. I've gotten a lot out of it. Bryan Johnson, pretty good.
That stuff, it doesn't work for me. It might work for you. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend that shit.
I don't recommend it in place of educating yourself. But
definitely not.
Yeah.
For sure, read the book and then maybe go to him for other ideas. But if you think just to watch a video 15 minutes.
He'll open your mind to different ideas out there, and then you can explore those ideas with the book.
Speaking of books, next fan question is, if I listen to an audiobook, when I talk about it, can I say I read this book, or is that a no-go?
100%. I 100%.
You know what, Ted? I think it was either Ted tweeted out something like it was like, is listening just as good as reading a book? And they did all this research and they find out as far as knowledge on your brain and retain the information, it is.
Yeah.
To listen
for me,
to it.
For sure. Like listening to books, I get more out of listening to some books than reading. I really do. I've gotten so much because you have to take your time, and the reader is really reading every single word and with emphasis where it needs to be, especially a novel. God damn it.
You know what
I listen to a lot of Malcolm Gladwell books.
You know what the best is if the Steve Martin book that I listened to, it was read by Steve Martin. It's so much better when the author actually reads the book.
Malcolm Gladwell reads
like right now I'm doing the Saturday Night Live one, and it has fucking 50 people that contribute to the book, but it's none of the real people. It's tough, man.
A little tough.
It's just not the same.
Yeah.
But I thought the same thing. I'm like, God, should I just read them instead? But now what I can do is I can listen to a book all the time when I drive and get ready in the morning, and then I still read a book. So I can do both now. So it's dope.
Yeah, when I was a young man, it dawned on me I hadn't read the Bible fully, and I was on Oz, and I was doing, I don't even remember if this, I remember trying to read the Bible and the whole Bible, and it's when you're trying to read the whole fucking Bible, it's tough. I did that with the Quran. Woo, man, it's a hard read.
It's a grind.
It's not like a breezy read.
I had a friend in high school, his dad, to discipline him, would make him read chapters of the Bible until instead of ground him, he'd make him read the Bible for an hour. Yeah. He didn't get through it for, I don't know. I mean, we graduated college, like, hey, you finished the Bible? He's like, nah.
No. But then I found a bunch of tapes.
So boring.
I found a bunch of English actors, famous English actors
that
reading the Bible. It made it a lot easier. Still a little tough.
See, on the Bible, I'd watch 15-minute video on.
Yeah,
I'm all set on that.
So correct me if I'm wrong, any of you Catholics, but do you know that the Catholic priest will take
touch your dick?
Well, not but when it comes to laying out his curriculum for the year, he'll go through the entire Bible and I believe time it, so he'll read the whole Bible, take passages in the Bible, dilate on all those passages, and he does that. And by the end of the year, he's gotten through the whole.
That's
Bible.
your job.
Yeah.
Teachers do the same shit in English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teaching you the Bible. So if you start in mass and you go all the way through, that's what I heard from a priest.
I'm sure, though, right? Like,
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Teach the Bible.
Beast of a job.
That's a beast of a job. That is a beast of a job. Anyway.
Do they get paid well? Or do they just get donations from the church?
Well, the Vatican has got
Well, not the
crazy
Vatican.
money.
Whoa, come on. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
but I think
I'm
everybody
talking
gets-
about Jesus Christ, man. I'm talking about the homeboy at Playa Vista Catholic Church.
Well, their room and board is taken care of, and
So you
they
free
do
rent.
fine, yeah.
Well, no. That's not answering the question. You don't know. Can you Google that, Ev?
Yeah.
What's the average salary for?
And I think the Vatican pays everybody a salary, but
Not talking about the Vatican. I just want to know, like, on American churches,
Yeah.
how much are they getting paid?
yeah, I think it depends on contributions and
What exact role are we looking at? Are we
Average
Tax
income of
exempt.
a priest?
yeah, have a Catholic
Right.
priest.
Yeah, just do
What's
priest.
the average income for a Catholic priest?
Any guesses?
There are Protestant ministers and reverends.
Yeah, I
That's
just
all
want the
different.
priest.
Deacons.
100 G's?
way less?
$20,000.
Take a vow of poverty, really.
33. That was the 2011 salary.
Remember how Jesus said to
Might as
the
well be
rich
a
man,
UFC fighter.
He said to the rich man said, I want to follow you. And what did Jesus say? Give up all your worldly possessions. And the rich man walked away. Jesus said, I feel bad for the rich. It's hard for them to give up all their material wealth. Yeah.
The rich man said, huh? See you, man.
I worship you all the time from a Tesla.
So 33 grand that they get?
33 grand.
Yeah, not shit.
Wow.
Not great. All right, next one. Change it up a little bit. What did you think of Ben Henderson's performance in Bellator against Pitbull before Pitbull broke
Did you
his
see it,
leg?
B?
Yeah, I did. I thought I was impressed with how springy Pitbull is. He was very springy, and he was throwing shots. He was certainly. Ben seemed like the aggressor who was pressing the fight, but he didn't seem to be able to get off a lot of shots and catch him. In fact, when Ben would go to kick, he'd catch one in the face, and then of course Pitbull broke his foot.
Leg.
He broke his leg.
Yeah.
It was his leg. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know, man. He's a beast. That Pitbull guy.
They're
is
both
a
beast.
Yeah.
I think
It looked
Ben,
like he was.
Ben didn't look great. It's not even about Pitbull. Ben didn't look great for second fight in a row. Glad he got the win because we just had him on the show. I love Ben. Didn't look great. Very hesitant. Didn't really get anything off. Didn't try to wrestle, anything like that. He might have thrown 20 punches in 2 rounds.
Well, it looked like
Not
Pitbull
even.
was being very defensive too. He was moving a lot, back a lot, side to side a lot. It looked like a hesitant fight on both ends.
Ben was, especially to be the aggressor, not pull the trigger is weird. And Ben usually doesn't fight like that. Like if you watch a lot of Ben's fight, that's not his style. I'm not sure what's going on there. He was super hesitant. Just kind of walked. The crowd was booing the fight. It's a tough fight, man. Didn't look great. Ben has now the winner of that fight's fucking Chandler, who's a nightmare. It's a tough fight for Ben, man. Super tough fight. Ben hasn't looked like the old Ben of UFC in 2 fights now, but I love Ben, and maybe it's just getting these Bellator butterflies out, and he's going to come to light here against Chandler, which is in November. And speaking of Chandler and freaking Ben Henderson, we have the leader of that Bellator crew, Scott Coker, in studio on Wednesday. This
Gonna be
Wednesday,
awesome.
be a fun talk.
Yes.
They just signed Rory. Ben Henderson fighting Chandler. They got Michael Venom Page. They got some cool shit in the works. So be interesting to talk
yeah.
about everything going on.
All right, next one. B, what are your thoughts on the Broncos' new starting quarterback, and what are your expectations for them this year?
Because of our defense, I bet we win 10 games, maybe 11 max. I bet we win 10 games. It's gonna be a tough. The AFC West is tough, man, with the Raiders and the Chiefs. San Diego shit, but Raiders, Chiefs, especially the Raiders. But I bet we win the division. But it's gonna be a dogfight. I think Paxton Lynch is the answer. You hear John Elway talk about him, and Elway thought he was the best quarterback in the draft before they drafted him. He thought he was the best quarterback by far. And then they say even in camp now, Elway says how he's like in love with this kid, like he's the next John Elway in Denver. But they're sitting him, which is the smart thing to do because this year's team's whatever. So with
Why would they sit him just so he learns the game?
he's not
more?
ready. Yeah. And it's not ready. Just throw him into the fire. It's smart. You look at the good quarterbacks, a lot of them have sat.
Yeah.
So it's a smart thing to do. I'll tell you who's in trouble is Sanchez. Like they'll probably cut him. Where's he go from here? So Sanchez be in trouble with Denver. Like I said, they'll be good. This not gonna be like last year's team. Although Peyton had a terrible year and we still won the Super Bowl. But then with that defense, we're gonna get through some shit. Good year, 10, 11 games. That quarterback. I mean, we don't have a solid quarterback. Tell you what, Niners cut Colin. Come on down. Come on down.
You take him?
Probably not.
What was it that Colin Kaepernick was all the rage, and then
He was in his prime for a while, and then just
he got figured out?
He took him even to the NFC Championship game. Most went to the Super Bowl, man.
So what happened? He got figured out?
I think it was a number of things. His confidence, cockiness, self-belief. He lost a bunch of weight because they said he had too much muscle to throw. So now he's like, I don't know if he's vegan or some shit. They said a big reason why he started going down here, started read and believe the social media comments. Like he was getting so much hate. It used to bother him a lot. He was young. He used to be just he was an unstoppable force.
Distractions.
I don't know.
Anyway, all right. So this takes us into our last question. Big Brown, a couple weeks ago, you were talking about your uncle writing up letters of how people can improve on their craft, including you and your podcast. What was the bit of advice that stuck with you the most for improving the way you do things on the show?
I mean, there's a common theme. Any successful person I know, especially at the higher levels, are disciplined. So it's having structure, putting time in. What my Uncle Pax did is, I mean, he wrote everything out. Like, he would write people and critique them in, 6 to 7 pages of actual notebook paper on how they could do things better, employees could do things better. He'd send me emails that are, 3-4 pages long if you're printing them out. Again, not even talking about my uncle, but just successful people in general. I see they have their shit together in every facet of their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're disciplined in everything. So I think for this show, what separates us from a lot of guys is the discipline. You look at the way we promote shows, you look at the way we put out the podcast, you look at our merchandise. Everything's very disciplined.
We're also always checking in. We're also always correcting mistakes. We're also always kind of remotivating and kind of looking at what's going on, and we're very honest with each other. And you got nothing is just always smooth sailing. You've got to keep addressing issues and be honest with yourself.
Me and Bryan, I had a discussion last week because I've had offers to do all these other shows, and I was like on the fence. I was talking to my agents. My agent's like, you might want to do this, you might want to do that. I'm never leaving the Fighting the Kid. It would just be an additional to Fighting the Kid. I talked to Bryan, and Bryan had a great viewpoint. He was the last guy I talked to, and he was just like, dude, why go do all these other shows and build that brand when, we can just do more Fighting the Kid? So maybe we add another Fighting the Kid a week instead of me taking time away from this and doing other shows.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not talking about TV. I'm talking other radio, Sirius, podcasts, these other offers I've got from other people.
There's been a lot.
Instead of doing that, I can just add more to the Fighting the Kid. So maybe I do, when Bryan's not here, I do a third show a week or something like that. But it makes sense to put the effort into this because we do own this, and I want to own that stuff. So. Yeah. And just as far as creativity and all that stuff, if I'm working for someone else, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
Any other brain busters?
No, sir. That is a wrap.
Well,
September 22nd, that bitch is almost sold out in San Jose at the San Jose Improv.
I'm excited
about that. That is September 22nd.
Yes.
Then in October, we're in Oxnard and also Brea. And then, and then we're in Palm Beach in November. So you got
the West Palm Beach Improv.
That's about to get nuts. We got San Jose, one show, one night only. That's a Thursday night. That bitch is coming up soon. Get your tickets right now. And then in October, we have Brea and we have Oxnard. And then November, we about to be a couple 1-2 crocodillas.
It's going to be
in Palm Beach.
Sick. And
Palm
by the way,
sick.
16th and 17th of September, I'm at Gotham Comedy Club. Start getting your tickets now.
NYC, right?
NYC, New York City, the 16th, 17th, Gotham Comedy Club. I'll be there bringing heat, all new material. I'm excited about the new stuff I'm doing, and it's just been a blast. I love this time in my...
Bryan Callen schedule, the Fighting the Kid schedule, live shows, everything. You can get it right now at tfatk.com. That's tfatk.com. This is the Fighting the Kid. We're out.